Everybody, and welcome to Hex Token channel. Your host, Superman in the house. Man, oh man, launch after launch after launch. Here we are, launch number 4 and 5. Can you believe it? XEN on Avalanche, and then on what's the other one? Avalanche, and then let me just remind myself what it is. Ethereum Pow. That's it. Ethereum Pow. How about that? Crazy stuff. It's coming up soon. Very, very close. And of course, Avalanche there, 3 minutes, 4 minutes away. And of course, we got Ethereum Pow that is coming up too in 33 minutes. So 33 minutes for Ethereum Pow. Now, many of you are used to that. If you've done your Hex stakes, and things like that, or if you've been trading Hex on Ethereum Pow, you'll be used to that. Now, obviously, you will get prompted to add the network in your wallet too, in your MetaMask if you are logging in onto these websites. So if you change the top right side to Avalanche, it will prompt you to add the Avalanche network to your MetaMask, for example, and of course Ethereum Pow there as well. So cool. That is pretty much it. Let's get into the house and see who's in the house there. We got what else going on? We've got a few things. Mike is in house. Hello, Superman. What's everyone? How's it going? Blobfish King says, woohoo, there is a lot of fun about Zen. I will go one wallet on ETH Pow, says Blobfish King. And Mikey says, I have a question. Is the rank of the number of users on all chains combined or separate chain on each chain? So it's separate. So all the numbers on each chain, respective chain. So they're not a combined number. What else there? Rango's in the house there. Morning all from Rango. Mexican Hexkin. Rango's in the house. Morning all. And Mexican Hexkin says bots don't equal adoption. Agreed with that, Mexican Hexkin. There is a lot of bots, and a lot of the exchanges have been doing the botting. So yeah, definitely a big issue. What's with all these launches, says Crypto Dan. Yeah, this is launch number 4 and 5. It's part of the experiment, isn't it? Obviously trying to get wider adoption on multiple chains. It's pretty much it. Now, obviously, after these launches, I'll be just covering Zen intermittently. In other words, if we see some big news or we see some price movement, what else? If we see another launch, we'll probably cover that. But apart from that, we'll be moving on to the next thing. So pretty cool. KD in the house there. Hey there, Superman. Good to see you, KD. And of course, Brennan says, morning, did you upload your PLS and PLSX update strategy video? Said Brennan, not yet. No, I've got to do that today. I haven't done it yet, Brennan. I do apologize. I got distracted with doing a lot of upgrades to our Discord yesterday. So yeah, sorry about that one. Hex, a gynecologist, what the heck? Good afternoon, all. Good to see you. Some of your names out there, man, are just crazy. Crypto military vet in the house there. Good to see you as well. Getting launch fatigue, yeah. Who put up your hand? I'm getting launch fatigue as well. So there we are. So we'll be moving on after this. Like I say, there's some price movement which we're expecting in the future, possibly. I think day 7, day 8, and then maybe day 11, we might see a bit of improvement in the price. This is kind of what I've been talking about for some time, because of all the avalanche of volume at the beginning and all those short minters, and of course a lot of that's unprofitable, right? So just the way it goes. All right, so cool. Zen there. Well, less than 1 minute, folks. Here we go. So this is the Avalanche one. All you have to do is pick up Avalanche on the right-hand side. It will prompt you to add the network to your wallet, and so forth. So here we are, folks. 47 seconds left. And, of course, the minting page will be activated. So we're on the dashboard here. Pretty crazy. So let's see how efficient the deployment is. I think BSC was pretty fast. And, of course, Polygon was a little bit slower, wasn't it? So, yeah. No worries, Superman says Brent. No worries. Hey, mate, appreciate that. Thank you. All right, cool. Let us get up there. Now, the first half of the live stream is pretty much going to be the launch. It'll probably be shorter, actually. And then we're going to get into Pulsechain and Hex updates. We're also going to get into some of the Pulse, including the Pulsechain updates, as well as the Hex daily stats. 10 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Boom, it's Hex time. Zen time, sorry. Hex time, I said. It's Zen time. How about that? That's awesome. That's great. Well, here we are on Avalanche. Let's see. We've got to wait till it refreshes. Deployment might take a few minutes. So get your minting ready. I'm not going to be minting anything on this thing. I've got nothing on these chains. Just like Polygon, I had nothing on Polygon. I happen to have something on BSC on this. This is our play wallets, right? So that's just the way it goes. There we are. Well done. So we've launched on, waiting for it to update. Jack's Twitter, of course, is on here. So not sure if there's anything we have to wait for. That was an hour ago. We got it's just announcing the Avalanche AVAX basically and ETH Pow network coming up. So these were the two things here you select. So cool. We might go back and look through some of his updates over the last 24 hours once we get there. The price on both chains, XEN there on the ETH chain is currently at quadruple 8081. So we added another zero. No surprises there. But we did get a little bump there up to 00011. And of course, the BZN there is currently at 502555. So we're going to look at that a bit later. Let's refresh, and hopefully we're going to have the deployment going live. I'm just refreshing here, so that's the way it goes. Crypto Dan says, when is ETH Pow mint? That's in about another 20 minutes or something, I think we said. So that's counting down. We will go to the countdown on the ETH Pow network. We're just going to wait till the deployment on Avalanche or AVAX is started. Now I've got my poll. So get into the poll, folks. Will you mint XEN on Avalanche and or ETH Pow? Yes, both. Yes, Avalanche. Yes, ETH Pow, Ethereum Pow, and no. So get in there and make your votes. We'll close that off halfway during the live stream or something. All right, cool. Let us refresh again. Come on, you can do it. It probably takes a few minutes for deployment. Let's see if there's any bots front running this one. I don't know if there'll be as many. Polygon certainly didn't look that way, did it? But we will have a look at all the results. Definitely Ethereum was, BSC was. So we'll have a look at the results there. Obviously, the exchanges have been playing big games with this, as well as a lot of coders as well. So yeah. Now I'm going to make some interesting observations, and let me know what you think. Put some interesting observations, what you think about the XEN launch on Ethereum, BSC, and Polygon, because I think there's some interesting observations to be made, and of course, both now and in the future, about where this might head to. Cool. Let's have a look here. Still waiting for it to show up here. So one moment, please. I guess they're pushing the buttons or something. Pushing the buttons. I don't know what the coders do. Crazy, man. All right, cool. We'll come back to this. Let's go back over to the ETH Pow and see what the countdown is. 27 minutes till ETH Pow. So we got two launches, and of course, as far as I know, these were the 5 he was going to do. He did talk about that they could launch on other EVM chains there. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. And of course, there is quite a bit of fatigue there out there as well. So cool. There is probably some of the people that got in thought that they're going to get rich suddenly, and then wondered why didn't realize that there was massive inflation. Right? These are noobs to crypto. Think, oh man, this thing's going to be amazing. And of course, they didn't think about the inflation. And of course, the chart looks like this, right? So we've talked about that since the beginning. There's a no-brainer on these, right? Massive inflation. So just the way it goes. Later in the future, we may have periods of time where we get some big buyers in there, but may fall flat as well. I'm going to make some observations about that later on. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. So cool. Whew. So if you've been in crypto for a while, you've seen a lot of projects. You have a lot of experience about how price charts go, how volumes go, how network virality goes. So let me know your thoughts in the chat. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. And of course, get into the poll at the moment. So I'm just waiting for this to show up on the mints. So cool. It's probably already up and running, I bet you, your bottom dollar. No contract showing up yet on the bottom. So this will be the contract is. So let's go back to the contracts, and on Ethereum, we're going to jump back to Ethereum here. You can see the Ethereum contract here. So it's got a different contract number. So people asking about that. So this is the Ethereum one there. It's got OX06 and then it ends with 6FB8. And here are the numbers on global rank here. 844,000 on the global rank of Ethereum. This is the chain that's probably going to be the most valuable. The other ones can surprise to the upside, though, on some of the other chains. We'll see how it goes. But really, Ethereum is the one to watch out. Most probable, right? Plain probability. So there we are, 2,995 on the AMP there, 9.2 on the EAA, 17.6 billion in supply. So that's just how much is there. So we definitely see the chart there just chilling out lately, though. We'll see where it heads now. Now, if it drops down again, it's probably reasonable. Now, I think we're on day number 5, day 6, sorry. So I think I was saying like day 7, 8, we might see a bit of a slowdown in the price, maybe even day 5. So that's kind of playing out at the moment. And then maybe next week, early next week, we might see it on the 11th we might see less minting coming out and maybe a slowdown in the chart there in terms of its decline. So we're watching out for that. So let's have a look here. Let's go back to the results for BSC. BSC at the moment is currently waiting for that deployment of the contract, of course, on the Avalanche AVAX. 2,165,000. These have all slowed down. Have you noticed? They've all slowed down, and there's a lot of bots in these two particular chains. So it's going to be interesting. I think that sort of says something. We'll be looking for this weekend to see whether there's a bit of a rebound in minting. Been looking for that, whether that trend actually plays out. Otherwise, this could, really fall flat with a big start and a pretty slow tail. Maybe it picks up later in the future. We'll be watching all the stuff, right? It's an experiment, and we're at 415 days on the max term, 7.9% on the EAA, so it's dropped below 8%, and of course 2,998 on the AMP goes down one a day. That's pretty much it there, and 78 billion in supply there on the BSC, and the BSC, of course, is at 502317, and of course you can see the chart there. That's the hourly chart, so they're both on hourly. Notice they had quite a bit of difference in the angulation. Look at that steep fall in the Ethereum one, and apart from the first 2 days, fairly slow there. So very different looking chart in my view, and interesting, eh? That's pretty interesting. All right, let's jump over to the Polygon one quickly. We're going to come back to obviously the Avalanche, waiting for the deployment of the contract. Let's see where we get on. And we got 772,000 on the global rank on Polygon. So definitely lifted its game a bit because it started off pretty slow. 393 days is the term days, 9.3 on the EAA, and still on its first day. It's just about to flip over the first day there. Look at that, 24 hours, not quite. The AMP hasn't gone down yet, so not quite there. Must be pretty close because we covered that yesterday, right? So pretty cool. Let's get on to Avalanche C, and where we go. I think Polygon is possibly the best chain, if you think about it in some ways. Probably less bots in there. So, yeah. Here we go, folks. We've got global rank 404. Get out minting, folks. 100 days. We're still in the first 5,000. Woo-hoo-hoo! Avalanche C. This is going to be a lot slower, man. A lot of people not as abreast on this one. There could be more opportunities on some of these smaller chains with the minting and less bots real people. So far this is what it's telling us. This could be a better chain. So yeah, we may actually see better performance on Polygon, Avalanche, and ETH Pow. Right, so 799 is the number there. We're just still early days, right? Still early days. I've got nothing to mint, so I got no coins on here. Now, you can use swap space if you want to get coins from one chain to another chain. I haven't tried to do that for this one, but you can do that. It's pretty fair dinkum to do, I think. So swap space, you can go to that. I'll post that link in the video description if you want to try and use something like that to get some tokens on there. What else there? Who else is in the house? Let's get into it. And yeah, you're gonna have to choose, I guess. I haven't even been on these chains for a long time. So you have to make sure you use the right one. I guess it's BIP20 will be on BSC, right? So must be maybe this AVAX one here. I know AVAX C is another chain. I have that loaded up, but I think it's probably this AVAX one. And if you're going from Ethereum, for example, might be something like that. Yeah, so just double check that yourself. But that's kind of the idea. All right, so cool. Let's refresh and have a look at where we're up to. Woohoo! This could actually be a more beneficial chain, 1,415. And of course, we've got max days 103,000. So pretty cool. Let's see who else is in the chat there. People are probably doing it already. Minting. What else there? We've got getting launch fatigue. I think we talked about that one. What else there? When ETH Pow mints, that's coming up next in a very short period of time. James Bond says, hello, everybody. Good to see it. More minting. Yes, says James. James has been kicking the butt on the minting. Booyah, says BC. I'm not doing AVAX, says James. Oh, I was thinking it might be one of the better chains, James. I thought it might be one of the just ETH Pow. Cool. Woohoo! Big Kahuna's in house there. One day closer, definitely. I had a top 100 wallet on day one on ETH mainnet and sold day two. Made 440. Yeah, Mikey, that was the right decision. You made the best play. That was the best play so far in the short game. Apart from that, it's fallen down quite a bit there. Rank number 52 achieved, says Blarger. Nice one, man. Well done to you. Very, very cool. And of course, hello, how are you today? Lies beneath in the house with the ultimate strategy. Hex, Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the 100%, man. That's going to pay. You want to get paid today, then those are the ones to go for, folks. If you want to wait and delayed gratification, then you can try your XEN a bit later. You just, no, it is an experiment. So cool. All right, cool. Now, Jack did say on a video yesterday, I think it was during our crypto show, talking about the fact that in 8 years' time, people won't be getting 60,000 for a one-day mint. They'll be getting 10. So just to trying to dampen down some of those continuous hyperinflation. We'll have inflation in the future, 2% on the staking, but of course, most of the inflation is coming out in the first couple of years. So just remember that. So you're going to have to wait a while for that. And of course, maybe we'll have some bigger move later in future, but definitely we may have a few little short-term opportunities, maybe day 7, 8, maybe day 11, maybe a few more days into that. But of course, we've still got more volume coming into the market. And of course, the shorter plays are not economic if you think about it. So just remember that. Kung Tech Fu in the house, going all the way. Nice one. All right, so cool. Let's refresh this again and see what we're up to. 2,628. That's pretty cool. And of course, we haven't even got to 5,000 yet. Is this unbelievable? It's almost like we're in slow-mo on the Avalanche, but it actually might be the better chain. Less bots and real people. This could actually be possibly a better chain. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, you want the virality, so maybe that's will kill it off. It doesn't have the virality, but maybe it picks up later on. Maybe it picks up later on. People start to think, hey, look, this thing's seems to be operating pretty cool. Or maybe the bots come on and say, hey, this thing's been underplayed and we're going to bot the crap out of this. So yeah, let's see how we go. Maybe they're just a bit slow to the mark there. So they're a bit cool, but straight out of the gate, you're getting a pretty early C rank there, 2,920. And of course, let's go check out the Ethereum Pow. That is coming up soon. So let's go, and 17 minutes to go to Ethereum Pow, folks. And of course, you can add the network. I do have, you should be able to add, should prompt you to add the networks into your wallet. But of course, I do have the networks for Ethereum Pow in our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord, hit the link in the video description. We got the best community, best information, and really supportive of each other. So get into there. Now, I do have the networks for manually if you want the networks for Ethereum. Oh, well, Ethereum Fair is probably coming up, but ETH Pow there as well. So that is the there's the ETH Pow network there. So you can add it manually, but I think the website will prompt you for adding that. So that's cool. 16 minutes to go for that, folks. We're going to cover that launch as well. Maybe he'll go crazy. Maybe Jack Levin will go crazy and start launching on every single EVM one there is. We'll be looking up for that. Almost got a stutter. It's terrible on YouTube. Sometimes when you start doing stutters. I don't have a stutter, but sometimes when you're trying to talk faster than you're thinking, you get a stutter going on. That's just the way it goes. All right, so cool. Do you remember what was that? I'm trying to remember that comedy move, the two models, the comedians. That was pretty funny. All right, so cool. Let's have a look here on some of these updates over the last 24 hours. We'll come back quickly to that. This Polygon. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday's launch, how high the Gwei got on Polygon. Hex is hungry for some pancakes on Pancake Swap. Obviously, how much was going on Pancake Swap. We covered all that. Moon King says XEN is the only coin I ever saw in the history of the crypto trending on DEX stores with a 350 million market cap. Well, of course, that's an interesting comment there. What else there? We're going to come past through some of this. XEN Day 5. What's he got to say? Polygon resiliency was tested last night as miners piled in. What else there? More than everybody else combined, if it matters. The XEN crypto on the old ETH burning. So burning a lot of ETH is XEN. And if the Ether becomes deflationary for the first time, and that was an article in Coinbase talking about XEN there, the impact of XEN. And obviously, we just launched on Avalanche. Looks like it for the moment. Let's quickly jump onto his YouTube, see if he's got anything. No, he's been doing no live feeds of his Google Analytics, so we might close that down actually. And let's go and do a refresh of where we're at to on the Avalanche AVAX chain here. Live XEN launches, and of course, this is a bit of fun. I said to you from the beginning, there's a bit of entertainment. The inflation was an obvious thing. That was going to be massive inflation. If you looked at the maths formulas and all the rest of it, it was going to be pretty cool. But the network effect has been pretty good. I think pretty good. Even with all the bots and the centralized exchanges playing it, minting and harvesting the users for cash, it's still been fairly good, although it's slowing down, and that's the issue. So will it pick up later? We will see. Will it lose its interest? A lot of people are already losing its interest. Maybe the multi-chain is a great strategy, but maybe it's a bad strategy too. We're going to find out. It's all part of the experiment. And a lot of people will take clues from this, these launches. So cool. Let us have a look here. So global rank there, 3,714. Definitely slow here, man. You can even go for a jog. You can go for a jog, come back to your computer, and you'll still be able to mint under 5,000. Now that's what I call value. That's what I call value there. Very cool. All right, jokes aside. I'm going to get rug pulled. I'm going to get rug pulled for all these bad jokes. But anyway, so here we are. We've got will you mint Zen on Avalanche and or Ethereum Pow? Yes, both. Yes, Avalanche. Yes, ETH Pow. And no, says the last option. All right, it's cool. Let's get it. We're still at 100-day mint, right? Still at 100-day term there. So there we are, 4,000. Man, this is the slowest ever. Wow. I'm just going back for a run. Let's go. Run. I'll be back. For the 5,000. No, seriously, you guys have got an opportunity here. Get into 5,000. It's a shame that they don't have a trading thing, where you trade your positions out if you got under 5,000. That'd be a pretty cool scarcity play, that's for sure. All right, cool. We're climbing up here, 4,582. Let's see where we're going. The next launch, of course, is going to be Ethereum Pow. I suspect we're going to get a bigger move on Ethereum Pow. I know a lot of people in our ecosystem have already, with their Hex stakes and their Maximus and their all that COSA and all that sort of stuff, they've already been used to being on ETH Pow. But not a lot of people, at least as far as I know, in the Hex community, play on Avalanche a lot. There'll be some, but a lot of people don't. I don't play a lot on Avalanche. I've been on there once or twice early in the day, but I haven't played much on there. All right, cool. So let's see if we get it for 5,000. 5,000. It's got to come up. There we are, folks. We did it. 5,008, and of course we're now max term jumped from 100 days to 284. The AMP, of course, won't go down until the 24 hours. We're only 14 minutes into the day. The EAA, we need 100,000 wallets to get to 9.9%. Goes down by 0.1%. That's going to take a while, given how slow it took us to get to 5,000. So that is the launch there for the old Avalanche. Let me know if you got under 5,000 in the link in the description. Let me know if you got it under 5,000. It's a bit of a kudos thing. And so forth. So cool. Let me know if you did some one-day mints, if you've done some one-day mints, because I'm not sure the good old BSC chart there, it held up relatively well, quite a bit differently. And you see the difference in the chart there. Obviously, higher gas fees on here, and we're down at quadruple 0771 here. It looks like we're about to break down a bit further there. Like I said, I think maybe day 7, day 8, maybe day 11. We might see a bit of a reprieve there for a little while, and we'll see how we go. The BZN Wrap B, BZN. Now, remember, there's a lot of fake contracts on the Zen on the Pancake Swap, so make sure you get the right one. All you have to do is confirm the contract, and of course, you can find the contract on the actual dApp site. So if you look down the bottom here is the contract for Avalanche C, and so forth. So that is the Block Explorer. So that's easy to find as the Block Explorer for a Zen on Avalanche or AVAX. So you can find that. So cool. You see the Zen crypto there. Now, there won't be anything trading on this, remember, until 24 hours. And even then, you need to be careful because there are scammers setting up false contracts, just like we've seen on BSC and ETH and other things like that. So be careful out there. Don't be, there's no supply. There's no liquid supply. So if you see a Zen pop up in the next 20 minutes, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's all right. So cool. So I'm going to go into, if you want to find all the links, by the way, I'm posting all the links in new tokens. So Pulsechain, new tokens in our Discord, the links in the video description. And of course, you can see all the sites here. So I'm posting all these. We've got the official contracts here on Ethereum. We've got the official contracts on BSC, plus the trading there as well. So plus the trading contract. Now, Polygon will have a trading contract now too. I'm sure someone set one up with the minting coming out. So I'll add all these as they come in. So that you have the official links there. So much easier to find. This is not obviously for seasoned pros, really for people that are relatively new to crypto that maybe, want a bit of help there. And yeah, so cool. Contract on Hex Yeah. Cool. So that is there. And of course, the Polygon price will be coming up soon too. So we'll be looking out for that. So cool. All right, take that. Bam. All right. So let's jump away. Let's do a refresh here. And away we go. Nice. 6,000. We hit 6,000. Woo. 288 days on the max term. Let's quickly jump over and have a look and see whether we can find anything with the, I have to find the, what was the Polygon one? I just remember. BZN Polygon. Can't even remember what the one is on Polygon now. How many? Well, I'll look for that later and add it later on. Let's get in here. Bam, bam, bam. Got it over on this computer, I think. I might add it later. Add it later on. All right, so cool. Let's get over it. We got Ethereum Pow going to launch soon. And bam, there it is. So 7 minutes to go to XEN launches on Ethereum Pow. So it's coming up. And we've got no updates here from, we're live on 30 minutes ago, live on Avalanche. So that's from, sorry, that was from Jack there. Oh, boy, that's not even refreshing. What the heck? We refresh. Oh. It's not even allowing me to retweet that. So, there's a new version of the tweets. Live in Avalanche, so that's cool. Oh, not even allowing me to do that either. All right. What's going on there? One. Okay, cool. That worked. All right, so here's the tweet. If you want to retweet that, you can do that. Who else is in the house there? Let's have a look. So yeah, we've got 7 minutes to go to the launch on ETH Pow. So stay tuned for that one. Let me jump up to the top here. More launch, more supply, less rare, more desensitization, less value. Yeah, that's kind of probably why I think it will probably hit Hex gynecologist. And of course, no surprises from the beginning there. It might take a while for it to get any traction as well, because it takes years for the inflation to come out. So we'll see. Good morning. G'day, says XEN. Hey, good to see you as well. Brian's in the house. Good to see Brian, our community leader, in the house there as well. Not minting any more Zen, sticking to V-Bucks for me. Yeah, so if you want to get actual, we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned for later on. We're talking about Pulsechain and Hex ecosystem. If you want to get projects that are going to pump your bags earlier than waiting for a couple of years, then it's probably the way to go. Max term starts at 100, then jumps up fast. Certainly does. Brian says, I will stay with that. Zen has opened my eyes to see how use different chains. I hope that it does for all the no coiners that brings. Yeah, so everyone's getting used to using different chains, so that's pretty cool. 5 minutes to go until Ethereum Pow launches, folks. Welcome to Hex Token channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the good old bell as well. Let's smash out. We've got the currently poll up at the moment. Will you mint Zen on Avalanche and Ethereum Pow? Yes, both. Yes, Avalanche. Yes, Ethereum Pow, and no. So cool. Hit that up. Let's go back to the ETH Polygon, because ETH Polygon will be having, the day must have switched over. So we'll have a look at the day results on this one. No, it's still not switched over yet, so still not quite a day. Must be getting pretty close though, but the AMP is not updated. Ethereum 781 in the first day so far. So no liquid supply for that yet, so there'll be no price basically up. So based on this information here. It's the next price chart coming up is the Polygon one. So cool. I guess Polygon, you can use Sushi Swap. Just trying to think now what the other one was. Sushi Swap, possibly. All right, cool. Let's jump over. We've got the ETH Pow. Actually, we'll jump over to the ETH Avalanche one. We'll jump to Avalanche and have a look at that. See where it's got up to now. Global rank 7333, so really slower. No, it doesn't look like any particular bots are hammering this, at least what I can tell. Obviously, you have to be able to look at it a bit deeper, but definitely looks a bit better. 22 minutes into it, and we got max term days 292 at the moment. So that's where it is. Pretty easy peasy. Let's jump over to the ETH Pow, and we got this starting in less than 4 minutes. Crypto Jack says, smash that like and subscribe. Definitely smash the like and subscribe. Brennan says, has the CPI numbers been priced in yet? Yes, Brennan. We're going to talk about that later on. That's in our second half of the live stream. We're going to get onto the stock market and crypto update, including Pulsechain and X projects and prices. So stay tuned for that. KD, pow. James Bond says, pow. Smash the like and subscribe. Definitely. I don't get why launching on so many chains. Does he want it to pump or not? He's thinking about adoption and the network effect. That's his main driver there, Briz. That's his main driver. Now, will it work or not? There are tens of thousands of crypto out there, but will the brand name work? We will see. We will see. It's got many years in the future. Patrick says garbage. It certainly will be garbage for a long time to come, I would say. So that's not surprised there. Maybe Jack is just trying to bring crypto awareness to more people with the free coins on many chains. Yep. Have people not heard of Bitcoin, says Briz. Yeah, we have coins on multiple chains, wrap coins and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I would suggest this. This is the big issue that I have straight off the gate. And let's go look at it. And obviously the bots is a huge thing. And the centralized exchanges holding so many. But let's have a look at the ETH chain and look at these numbers. This number here. This is the slow down big time. Slow down a big time there. Now, obviously, as the days go by, the AMP is going to go down. So over 8 years, that will go down. So people will be able to mint less. So that is true, right? So even if you don't get the 50 million people, it's 50 billion, or is it 5 billion people? You're going to have this still go down. So all these metrics are still going down to mint. So it's going to be less and less supply. So there will be at some stage some potentially some speculation, accumulation of volume. So we'll see how we get on there. But this definitely slowed down. We're looking forward to the weekend to see what happens with the weekend. Whether in the weekends we see people minting. It's going to be interesting to watch this number. But we're in day number 6 here. Just ended day number 6. So we'll see how we get on. But this is the third gratification. If it does play out, this is a possibility. And of course, there's so many cryptos out there. If you're looking for real value short term, you need to look at DeFi. And of course, the best way to look at that is to look at what we're going to look at later on, which is really cool projects that have probability and near-time returns. All right, so global rank there, 8,203, 25 minutes into the game, folks. 295 on the max term days now, so it's definitely creeping up. And we've got the Ethereum Pow network about to launch. Going to be interesting. 1 minute and 14 seconds, folks. Here we go. We're coming up. Ocean Breeze is in house there. Cheers. Hey, Ocean Breeze, good to see you again. And Crypto Dan says there will be loads that don't claim after mid is over. That's true, man. Crypto Dan, I've made that point many times that a lot of people will not claim their mints. They won't claim their mints, and they'll be late and they'll get heavily penalized. So that is a really good thing for inflation. So maybe mass adoption isn't necessarily required. And of course, maybe there'll be a lot of people missing their claims. They'll go, oh, stuff this project, I'm gone. And they don't claim. So that could play out very well in Zen's favor in the future. So that's a good point. 1 day dump on noobs, says Astro. Yeah, that's true. The 1 day dump was a big dump on noobs. And no surprises there, right, Astro? Chandler Gal, I guess, is viewing this, says Big Owner. Yeah, true. A lot of people will be watching this, man. Now, the one really cool marketing thing was obviously hitting the top of the Ethereum gas fee for a couple of days. That definitely got it noticed, right? And of course got picked up by Coinbase and other places, news agencies. So definitely had an impact there. Now the other thing, of course, is the unknown. But there we are, Zen time. Woohoo! I should have done my 10-second countdown. Damn it! We did it though. It's Zen time. Woohoo! And of course we're waiting for the mint. So this is going to probably take a couple minutes to deploy, I guess. But we're on Zen time. Ethereum Pow, folks. Get your minting ready. Hey, there's nothing. I don't know if there's much to lose on these chains. It's so cheap. You get yourself mint out some long time frames, or maybe a staking ladder even. Obviously, longer it pays better. And you see what happens. See what happens. Possibilities. people may not claim in the future. And obviously the bonuses are all going down every day. So maybe in the future it becomes something. Obviously it's competing now with tens of thousands of cryptos. You really want good market fit, and you really want a big community, right? So obviously there's a lot of bots in this as well to kick it off. So you got to take all these things into account. It really is an experiment and a possibility. It's not a probability in my view. And of course, we're going to be looking at some probable projects coming up in the next half of the live stream. So stay tuned for that. All right, cool. Let us there. Kung Tech Fu says there's no downside of being in a position for whatever comes as XEN on any chain. Be grateful, guys. I agree with that, Kung Tech Fu, and that's why we've been talking about the project. Prediction for fees. This is old ETH, says Astro. All right, cool. All right, so I'm not sure how to answer that one there, so we'll move on. But pretty cool. Let's go and bam. Let's print that one out there. We're waiting for the mint. I'm just going to keep refreshing on this one. But in the meantime, it's Zen time. Zen time here. Our fifth launch. Can you believe it? Fifth launch there. Look at that. Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, Avalanche, and Ethereum there. Let's see how we get on. Bum, 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 bum. Some of these smaller chains actually might pick up bigger. That's going to be interesting. They might actually perform better. I think they've got a better chance. All right, let's refresh one more time. And so you go back to the Avalanche. We'll come back because it's obviously got a minute or two to set up. Let's see how we are on with the Avalanche. So 9,168 minters. We're up to 297 days on the max term, and we're 28 minutes into it from the Genesis time. And of course, you can mint. Just click Start Minting, connect your wallet up, have a bit of I guess AVAX on there, and mint away. So cool. You can add XEN to your wallet by clicking that, and the contract is below here, which I have added to our Discord. You can find it in the Discord there. Official XEN contract on AVAX. And of course, we're going to add the Polygon. Actually, I don't think Polygon is finished yet. That's what we talked about. So cool. Let's go back to the dash. Let me get it up to. Let's jump over there. Let's go back to ETH Pow. See whether it's launched. Boom, 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 boom. Not quite yet, folks. We're waiting patiently. Let's check out Jack Levin's site here. No, we're just the Avalanche so far. Waiting for that. All right. Cool. Let's refresh. Here we go. We're in business, folks. We're in business. We've got a contract too. All right, 160, man. 160. Woohoo! We're early, man. 4 minutes in. And of course, we've still got 100 next term days. Here is the contract below. We'll open that up. That's going to take us to the OK Link Explorer. Oh, that's similar to what was the other one we had? Oh no, that's correct. That's ETH Pow. So that's correct. So cool. No, it's not showing the actual address yet though. Guess it's maybe a bit early. Okay, well, it's not showing the address yet, but let's have a look on that one. Bam. I got on the ETH chain there, haven't I? That's not going to help, is it? No. All right, cool. So that is it there at the moment. It's got the same contract number DOOE on there, and of course starts with OX2A. So that's cool. And we're going to add that to our list on the Discord. So if you want to get all the links, you can find them here, including the swaps. I'm trying to make carefully sure that I look at the right contract there. We've got the Pancake Swap one there, and so on. So this is the one. And Very nice. And so on. I think we've got all that. And nice. All right, cool. So you can find that in our Discord. Links in the video description. And of course, you jump down to Pulsechain projects into new token links. And we've got a full coverage there of the XEN free claim. So you can smash that out there as well. And of course, we've got all that stuff there. So there's heaps of information there, plus some of our spotlight ones as well. All right, cool. Let us jump back to there and see where we're on to. Folks, 160, and that now we're probably a couple minutes in now. Here we go. And 1,651. Woohoo! Let me know in the chat what number you got. 6 minutes in, folks. And let's see where we go with this. It's going to be fun. All right. What else there? We've got Crypto Freedom says, Suitman, what's up? Woohoo! We walk in Zen today again. Hey, the launches are out, so we're just covering the launches. And man, are they a bit of crazy fun? Definitely a softer launch than Ethereum, right? And Astro says I got cranked 796. So yeah, there are obviously there's a lot of inflation. There's multi-chain, so a lot of inflation. But there's multi-chain, and in the future you won't be able to get much. You won't be able to mint much compared to today. And of course, I think Jack said something like 60,000 a day. And of course, by the time we get to year 10, it'll be 10 a day. So that's a very different approach. So there may be little price cycles in this in the future. Obviously, it's multi-chain. It's trying to get awareness, network effect. Maybe on the second, he'll have a second phase stuff if he could integrate these tokens into, say, a Google platform, man, that'd be a game changer, right? So you just never know. But that's speculation. So yep. The other thing, of course, is that what was I going to say? That a lot of people may not claim. They may forget to claim their mints. That could be pretty interesting as well. I do think the ETH chain, the BSC chain with a lot of bots on it, may find it a bit hard. We'll see whether the bots how long the bots continue. They could just keep going, which is something they could do. They're making lots of profits for a while. So interesting there. 250 says BC. Nice one, man. Nice one. Not excited, lol, says Astro. Not excited. That's funny. Get below crank 500 on ETHW, says Blobfish King. All right, so we're above that, of course. Let's see where we're going. Special coverage of the XEN launches. Global rank 2761 and max term 100 days. So that's kind of where we're at the stage on ETH Pow. Let's jump back to Avalanche or AVAX. And yeah, it will prompt you to add the network. And of course, you just need tokens. You can use swap space to get tokens for these chains. So cool, 10,100. Woohoo! So we hit that on the old Avalanche. Days, 299 days on there. Pretty cool. Let's jump over to Polygon, which should have finished its first day by now. Well, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it must be pretty close. We've been kept on checking it. One day, folks, we did it. 2,999 on the AMP. So this is pretty much the result for Polygon on day one. 585,116 global rank. And of course, the first liquid volume is out. 470 million is out on the market now. So let's see how quickly people can set up a trading pair as well. So that's pretty cool. Right. So look for some, no, let's see if we can find, I don't know what dexes it might end up being on, whether it's a quick swap, swap something. So look. So it says in there, I'm not sure if there's even a chart for this one. Might be a chart for that one, Medic. I want to use that one actually. Let's see what's coming up. Anything NZN at the moment. So I don't know if that's the real one yet. So I'll have to do a little bit of investigation there. Of course, I'm not going to have a chart on this one, but let's look up Deck Screener and have a look on here. And hopefully, I'm not sure which one it'll be on. Not sure what that one is. That's that icon there, index. Not sure what index is. It might take a little while for a trading pair to come up. We'll watch out for that one. Let's have a quick look back here and jump back to the ETH Pow and see where we're at on this one. The latest one just to launch only a few minutes ago. Let's see. Bam, 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 bam. All right, 3,715. So we're not up to 5,000 yet. Who else is in there? Crypto Dan says when I minted later on, ETH Crank was lower, but getting more tokens, says Crypto Dan. Second wallet Crank, 2,450. Yeah, I think the ETH Pow might be a good network, right? Might be a good one because it's gaining momentum. We're going to be looking at ETH Pow later on. It's going to be interesting. 220, 32, and 494 kind of map, says Lies Beneath. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I think that's pretty early, to be honest, Lies. I think that's pretty early on that one. All right, cool. Yeah, we may get some nice speculation on the ETH Pow network, given that's a price discovery network that's giving a bit of price discovery. So this might end up being pretty good. Now we're going to come back to Zen during the live stream. We're up to 47 minutes, so we're going to flip over. Once we get to 5,000, I'm going to flip over into our second half of the live stream. We'll come back to the Zen launches after that. We have checked out all the key things on Polygon, and we've checked out. Let's quickly check Jack's Levins, and of course Zen is live on ETH Pow, so that's cool. And we're going to retweet that out as well. I'll post the link to that tweet in the chat there, so you can check that out and retweet it if you like. Make any comments, excitement. So cool. Let's have a look at any comments in there. When Dodge chain, train doesn't stop. So cool. What else there? Let us jump over to. I've actually been doing stuff on the BSC chain. I did a little experiment, of course, with liquidity, and let me just make sure I'm on the right address here. And I added a little bit of liquidity. And the idea is that when the price goes down on BSC chain and liquidity pool, and if it goes down fast, I make lots of X return in terms of BZN. So I'm minting heaps of BZN. And so far it's going pretty well. Obviously I'm losing dollar value and BNB. But I'm only doing it with $13. So don't get yourself alarmed. It's just a fun experiment, and this is what some people try and do. They think that if the price is going to go down dramatically, right, it's a speculation, so the price is going dramatically, that you'll pick up a lot more of the BZN, and of course therefore faster than minting, and therefore when the price kind of maybe softens out and slows down, you got a lot of BZN, you got to exit liquidity pool then, and then you got your BZN and then ride it back up. So that's it. It's only a $13 experiment, so don't get twist up there, but that's the idea. And already the BZN has obviously risen, so compared to what I put in there. So pretty cool, and we'll keep watching that. It's kind of a bit of fun, and we're going to talk about that in the future, see how we get on there. All right, just a fun little thing to do. Right, cool. What else there? We're going to jump out of there. Of course, obviously we had a lot on the ETH chain with the 1 days and the 2-3 day mints. And of course, we had a lot of those in the first 30 days, 1 day mints all coming in here. So we may get a bit of a reprieve here in maybe day 8, 9 in terms of the price on ETH there. And maybe, like I say, maybe day 11 or 12, we might get a bit of reprieve. A lot of the shorter time frames are less economic now with the price falling. So we'll see how that goes over the next 30 days. But definitely the first week was definitely going to be an avalanche and a price just a price dive, right? So we're watching this out as well. And as less people get less interest in terms of speculating, maybe the bots, it's really down to the bots with how much they keep going. And we'll see what happens after the first week, right? That's going to be interesting. So that's kind of where some of the data is coming from. We'll see how that goes. Now that the link is, of course, is in the video description there. So let's jump over back to ETH Pow, see whether we've got over the 5,000. I'm sure we have by now. So let's do it. Who else is in the house there? It's 5,109. We did it, folks. Woohoo! That means that we're over 100 days. Max days 100 has gone to 285. 284. So now max days you can actually get heaps more right now minting, because you're going to have 284 days of wallets coming in behind you. So you're going to get way more volume. Lars says I was waiting for below 100. Lol says Lars. I get it. But you did pretty well. If you ever had a chance, it was on these two chains, the Power one and the Avalanche one. All right, so cool. Let us do one quick roundup at the moment of the Avalanche one, and we'll come back to all these later on and see how they're getting on. We're going to get into the stock market crypto news for a while, and of course Pulsechain updates. Now, if you're looking for probable plays, we're going to make money in the short term. You probably should stay tuned and listen rather than speculating on long-term projects. So let's have a look at that. So global rank 11,730 on the Avalanche. Early days, man. Slow through 300-day mints now, though. So to your advantage for minting longer if you believe in this project, or at least want to speculate on the possibility of its fundamentals. So cool. Let us jump over there. 5,415 on ETH Pow. That's where we're at the moment. We're going to come back to that later on. Let's get into the stock market news. So this is the second half of the live stream, and I will leave a timestamp at the end of the live stream there. Dow Caps wild session, soaring more than 800 points. I didn't watch the market overnight, but apparently it was volatile, down and then up pretty much. And look at the results at the end. Stellar results. Look at that. Dow Jones smashed up 827 points. Wow. Those are the top 30 industrial firms in the United States, up almost 3%. Back over that important 30,000 mark. You guys know I talk about that all the time. The S&P 500 up 93 points, 2.6% to 3669 on the index. And the NASDAQ, with all those tech companies in it, up 2.23% or 232 points, up to 10,649. And of course, that is a really good day. Risk on. We like that. The inflation report came out, so we're going to talk about that. The S&P 500 volatility index. So normally when there's risk off, this will go up and be quite volatile. That's pretty flat today at 32. The dollar index down almost 4/5 of a percent, down to 112 versus its trading partners. Obviously, it's getting quite a bit of pressure. The old Federal Reserve from around the world probably about slowing down the rate rises, because obviously it's hammering the exchange rates, and of course the oil prices. As I said to you, if you follow these progressive and liberal policymakers, they're all idiots. They're complete morons. We've had to put up. First, we had to put up with liberal policies for 30 years. Then we have to put up with progressive policies, which are 10 times worse. And of course, you get terrible results. That's what happens when you get with these guys. They're complete idiots, honestly. And of course, once we get, hopefully, we'll get a change of government in the midterms. We may be well better off globally as well. Look at this. Look at what happened. They got power. They got power back. Look what they did with it. Absolutely morons. So you decide. You can decide. You can vote for morons again, or you can try and get people that actually know what they're talking about. So there we are. All right. So Brent oil there is $95, and it's up $2.35, up 2.5%. And of course, the West Texas there at 89. So yeah, obviously the OPEC there pulling back the supply. No brainer, right? No brainer. And of course, they handed over the power back over to the OPEC cartel there. And of course, now they're all crying about it, right? Crying about, oh, why does this happen? Why does this happen? Because you guys are idiots. That's why. That's how it happens there. So anyway, let's move on to the commentary. US stocks whipsawed on Thursday after a report for September that showed inflation is running hotter than expected. All right. So inflation running hotter than expected. Now it's only a little bit hotter, but it's enough, right? So the inflation report gives Federal Reserve more reason to continue its aggressive path of interest rate hikes when it meets in early November. Now, the consumer price index rose 8.2%. So this is the number we were looking for, big number for the year ending September, a notch more than expected. Core CPI, which doesn't include food and fuel, rose 6.6%, also a notch more than expected. So it's a notch more than expected, but it's actually slightly lower, right? So this number here was 8.3. It is now 8.2. So it's just down slightly. They were looking at 8.1, but that didn't quite happen. But the market has rebounded pretty nicely, as we talked about. And of course, the market's basically indicating we've priced the stuff in. But that being said, it's going to be volatile still. So even though we've got this, it's going to be volatile still. So remember that. A day earlier, data on producer prices showed inflation in that segment also rose more than expected last month. The expectation is now that the Fed will raise rates by another 0.75 percentage points, which would be the fourth such hike in a row as it works to beat down inflation. Minutes from its meeting in September showed the policymakers are determined to beat inflation despite the risk of pain in the economy. Now, I kind of expect 75 points. We may get 50 percentage points if the midterm narratives plays out. And of course, we may get in December, we may get 50 basis points there, and then maybe in February, maybe 25. If we don't want rate rises into the future, and I think there's a lot of things constricting them to aggressive rate rises beyond that point. But if we had rate rises further there, let's say up to 6%, not the 4.5% federal funds rate target, but up to 6%, that'd be devastating for the markets. Really would. The retail rates for mortgages are already up at 7.5%. You can imagine adding another 2% federal funds rate to it be absolutely monstrous, right? So that's where it is at the moment. So pretty cool. Let's jump on for that. And of course, we got through that inflation fairly good, didn't we, on the stock market there? The BTC at $19,400 and ETH there at $12.90. And of course, I guess our narrative for this is that the markets, if we're going to get that dip, that big BTC dip, then it's in November sometime. So we're looking forward to that. So won't we? We'll be looking. No, we won't. All right, cool. Let's get into the Hex daily charts here. Obviously, the Hex is the ultimate. If you haven't checked out hex.com, the ultimate savings product in crypto, get the links in the video description. Check it out. Now, Hex, of course, is at 3.22 cents. A very nice entry, a really nice accumulation phase here, following a 95% dip. And of course, we always say dollar cost average in. And when this thing's going to fly again, it's going to fly pretty nicely. We just saw with the Maximus products that 810 million Hex just got staked off the market for a very long time. And of course, amazing. We also see with the Hedron Icosa HSI stakes that we're getting lots of people making those in the millions, staking them out 5 for 5. So circulating supply is definitely reducing. So you can imagine that's going to facilitate the prices when they move again. Obviously, liquidity is important, and also supply and demand. And of course, if you guys know, there is a wild card out there. We'll see if the wild card plays out sooner than later as well. Maybe in December, maybe late November. Who knows? We'll find out. Maxi, of course, is at 6.351 cents. That has had, you see there's a little dip down there today. Went down to 5.55. Wow. And of course, I've been a little bit worried about this chart for a little while since the two whales sold out. They kind of crashed that after the chain happened. I've seen it happen many times. So no surprises there. This is the daily candle. This was the issue here, coming down, and away we've come back up here. What was the high today? 2.12 Hex per Maxi. We're currently at 1. Just came up a bit there, 1.99, and dipped down to 1.71 Maxi, Hex per Maxi. Wow, what a deal. What a deal in there. You remember that 92,000 Maxi went off the market, 32% of supply. It basically went into burn, into the 369 reward pool for team holders, and of course to the mystery box for 50% to the mystery box. So that was massive. So yeah, what a nice deal in here. That would have been a nice little pickup at that price for sure. Maxi versus team. Let's have a look at the premium at the moment. Maxi versus team is currently at 1.22. So that's the team is the DAO token for the Maximus groups. Remember, the Maximus have created the Maxi, the base, the Trio, Lucky, and Decimus, all 5 staking pools for Hex. And that means it allows all the people to come together and stake with the same Hex stakes, and that gets Hex off the market, but also bodes well for their higher yield, bigger pays, better yield, and of course, low gas fees. And of course, the optionality to trade out of those positions as well. I always say, is that these contracts got a lot of Hex off the market that otherwise wouldn't have got on the market. So it's a very important thing. And if it was already going to be off the market, it would have gone already. They would have staked it already, but they didn't. And of course, it was those extra incentives that have really drawn people in, I believe, into those contracts. And of course, the Team DAO token could be pretty interesting to watch. I think very lucrative in the future. We'll be watching out for those mystery airdrops into that contract. Hedron, of course, at the moment, this is one of my 2 probable picks. So obviously, we talked about XEN. Obviously, XEN is a possibility, but we're talking about probabilities now. So we're talking about getting return in the near term as opposed to waiting down the longer term, maybe 200 days or maybe 3 years. whatever it's going to be. We're talking about returns today. And of course, we know the market likes returns today. We also like delayed gratification. And of course, that's a trade-off that people make. But we also know that people like to make money today as well. And of course, here we are at the moment with the Hedron. This is one of my 2 probable plays. And of course, that is pretty exciting. So this is actually pulling back pretty nicely for people because we have got, how long? We've got just less than a month, basically 1 month. We've got 1 month to go all the way through to about here. So that's the accumulation phase you've got to pick up. And of course, the market moved early because of the Poly Maximus. Word got out pretty big there from the Maximus team following the success of the Perpetuals and the Team DAO. And of course, Maximus, they've had nothing but super success with those products. And of course, I don't think Poly Maximus is not going to be any different. It's more complicated. And of course, if you've been watching Dipcatcher, the dev, publicly develop those contracts, I think it's in day 10 today. So really moving hardcore here. Now, yesterday he did the bidding video, making video, looking how they're going to bid on these contracts and thinking about the maths and the variabilities there. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see that. And at the moment, of course, we got a little run up. And this happened earlier than I suspected, right? So I suspected maybe in a week's time from now, we might start getting accumulation here. So this is actually a nice little pullback for a good entry point. And of course, we're still holding our uptrend, of course. But I suspect that we're going to move into this direction. So actually, this is actually a nice little entry. This is one of my probable plays. And of course, in a month's time, we've got the massive HSIs up for grabs. And of course, massive Hedron burn, massive ICOSA inflation and rewards to Hedron, ICOSA, and what's the stakers there. So this is like the big payday event. Going to run for at least 2 weeks, but the first day, of course, I think it's the 13th, 14th of November there. It's going to be absolutely massive. So pretty exciting. And yeah, pulling back nicely here for an entry. All right, so cool. What else there? So that is one of my first probable plays. Obviously, not investment advice. Do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. I'm just a YouTuber, spreading my opinion. And so let's get into it. The airdrops, of course, let's have a look at these. The airdrops at the moment, we've got PLSD at $5 is my second probability play. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Nice little pullback, making the entry even more juicier for people. Now, this has been performing pretty well. Look at that. That's looking nice. A nice little uptrend, nice little pullback at the moment. And, of course, we're expecting that to launch any day now. Very, very exciting for this. Let's have a look at Pulse Bitcoin. Obviously, haven't been teasing about what's coming up. So very excited for this project. And of course, we're going to have this. It's going to be a dual token system with Pulse Bitcoin, and expecting that to be able to mint. You're going to get some sort of mint gamification there, and you need PLSD, the Pulse Dodge coin, the first coin there, to be able to do that. I think as a way of getting a miner or boosting something like that. We're going to wait for the official stuff. We have looked at the website, didn't give us much details on it, but it's now locked out, so you can't see that now. So exciting. This is probably going to launch any day now. Very excited about this. So this is the second probability play, and looking forward to that. And the entry pullback today makes it a little bit more friendly too, in terms of getting that upside. So nice. Where do I think it might go? Like I said, obviously the all-time high is $9.53. Definitely going to have a go at that in my view. And of course, if it breaks the $10, we've got $13 to $14 play there. But definitely the all-time high going to be challenged in any case. So very, very cool. If we get massive, if there's a massive burning event of a PLSD for minting on a Pulse Bitcoin, then that could supercharge us even more. So make that $13, $40 a play even more likely. So yeah, looking pretty good. Second probability play. And of course, make sure you do your own investment due diligence. Of course, nothing on this channel is investment advice. The wait token, of course, is just waiting. Just at half a penny there. And of course, most people not claimed. Maybe about 120, 130 million has been minted. Probably 1.3 billion now. Probably someone at ballpark is accrued in total. So nice. Obviously, the Zen there. We've seen the Zen here. And it's fallen again quite dramatically. Is on Zen on ETH chain. And of course, we can see it's now got 40692. So just falling even further. And no surprises there. We saw that data chart up the first week. Expected to see this waterfall avalanche to go on here on the ETH. No surprises here at the moment. And of course, BZN, we may get a bit of a reprieve after after the first week, maybe day 8, day 9, maybe day 11, and so forth. I don't know if Sunday's going to be too easy, but apart from that, it's where we are at the moment. And of course, BZN there on the BSC chain, that has just fallen dramatically. So that's just starting to fall now. They actually held up pretty nicely. And as you can see with the two chains there, let me just pull that in. You can see that the chains look a little bit different, but now we're starting to get that sell pressure now into the chain there. So this held up, in my view, a lot longer. This just basically started sliding down straight away. And of course, this one here has taken a little bit longer for it to start to cascade. So that's been a little interesting, different shape in there on the BSC. And now it's starting to capitulate there with the volumes coming out. So day 2 and stuff like that, or whatever. So now we've got 5 zeros, 2 there, and so forth. So that means that my liquidity pool is, because it's falling fast, and that's what I wanted it to happen with my $13 experiment. It's falling fast. That means I'm getting a lot more PZN. So the decision there is actually to take it out of liquidation when I think the price is softening out. That'll be a while away yet. So that's the way it goes. All right, cool. So that's pretty much that on there. Let's have a look at, of course, our Spotlight. And let me just jump out of there. Spotlight project is BNB Pot. Now, I've talked about the 2 probable plays. Now, this is a possible play, but it is exceptional in my view. And, of course, this has been a beautiful call. Look at this. And this is the this could be huge, just huge. This is the world's, this is actually real DeFi, not just an inflationary token based on network effect and all that sort of stuff. This is a real DeFi, a real underlying product. This is the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino, and of course, pure DeFi, basically. The dev is one of the best devs around in our community. Jacob, the dev, super smart dude, and yeah, we're lucky to have these guys in our community. Obviously, they want to launch on Pulsechain, but of course, Pulsechain is not here yet. So they've launched on BNB. They will be launching on multi-chains, but they're launching a business on multi-chains, right? There's a difference from an inflationary token. So they're basically launching this as well. So very exciting. At the moment, of course, it's rallied up to $13.70, and of course, got up to $14.05 earlier. And of course, the all-time high for this is $17.62. The target on the platform of a BNB is currently $30. The game value is going to be $30, and the launch is counting down. So let's go check it out. If you want to find this, the details to BNB Pot, real DeFi, then go check this out. Now, obviously, it targets a speculative part of the market in crypto, but it's a very big use case, right? Something like 60% of US Americans play some form of gambling casino. So it's fitting that market. It's completely the opposite of a savings product like Hex, for example. And of course, this is more in that place. So it's got different risk return trade-offs. And of course, let's go look at the useful links here on Discord. You can see at the bottom is the Spotlight project. So BNB Pot is the Spotlight project for Hex token. And of course, you can find all the details. The DApp itself, you can go and join. And of course, the debt, if you want to buy BNBP, you can see it on deck screen there. And of course, I've done a video on it here. The BNB fundamentals are insanely epic. And I like I say, I only like to look at projects that are generally quality, or that are interesting, like Zen. It's interesting, right? But of course, a lot of the problems and pros and cons are still pretty evident on that project. So let's go have a look at the staking amount. The other cool thing is that this was originally had a sacrifice phase of where only 1 million tokens would be given out on each chain to the sacrifices. And we're down to 5 days. Look at that. 5 days to go to launch. Very excited. I may have something cool coming around this in the future on this channel. So stay tuned for that. I'll let you know if that eventuates. And of course, very, very cool. 5 days to go, getting closer and closer to launch of the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino. Very excited. And of course, the gamification on here is better than I think any other project I've seen. It's really brilliant. And of course, so let's have a look at the stake percentage of coins. 63.46% of all the tokens are now staked. Crazily good. And of course, we add the teams on, it must be getting up to like 68% or something like that. So very exciting, and I'm expecting a rush of stakers in the last couple of days. We'll see how high it gets, and I would love to hope for getting up to 80, 85%, something like that would be pretty cool. But we'll see what people decide. And of course, yeah, only 5 days to go. Very, very exciting. You can actually do swaps on the platform as well in terms of doing things like that. So it's pretty cool. The tokenomics are just absolutely brilliant. Check out my video. It really is amazing. And I think I've done absolutely the best summary of the fundamentals for this project. Definitely check that out. But basically, you get to share in the profits. All the profits going back to people with holding the BNB and staking it. but there is a 5% weekly lottery just for holding BNBP, and that could be extremely lucrative, and a magical 20% daily buy and burn. And of course, we talk about Pulsechain, which is one of the big fundamentals for Pulsechain, with the daily buy and burn. Well, this has a 20% daily buy and burn. Pretty amazing on this. So very, very cool. If you're playing on this, of course, there's benefits for you, cheaper fees, holding BNBP in your wallet, and of course, also the participation. Launch phase has 100,000 tokens, so super bullish there. People are going to get beautiful enticements in addition to the awesome game enticements, which are amazing in terms of winning. Obviously, you take on the risk reward as casino gambling. On the ownership side, of course, you stake it. You're going to reap the benefits on the profits, which is going to be pretty amazing. And of course, you can see the time, the airdrops just tick over on the countdown once it starts. So very, very excited for that. There's so many cool things. There's a referral program, meaning that you can win 10% of whoever wins the game. So you can see it's got the ongoing promotional activity to it. If people use your referral link and win, you get 10% of the winnings. And it's pretty amazing. So they've thought of everything from every single stakeholder that can be playing, from the player to the promoter to the staker. Really is brilliantly thought out. Now, the first product that's launching is Jackpot. That's coming soon. That is a unique game to them, and of course it's peer-to-peer. So there's no middle house. There's no middle house getting the edge. It really is a very efficient and better payout. Then next, of course, is coming roulette. I'm not sure how long this will be afterwards. They're pretty much done, I think, all of it. And of course, we had the NFT auctions, which were super successful. And of course, tens of thousands of dollars spent on those. People get to own the tables, which is pretty neat. So truly decentralized and a wonderful DeFi use case. So that's coming in maybe 3 or 4 weeks after. But hey, you just never know with this team. Next up, after that, we're going to have fortune wheels. Then we're likely to have price calls. Then likely to have sports and I think slot machines as well. So slot machines are probably about 60% of casino business. So slot machines, and then after that, we maybe get tables with poker and blackjack and things like that. We'll see how that goes. I think that's more complicated mathematically or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So look forward to that. It's going to be fun. We're going to be covering it on this channel, of course. That is our speculative play. But of course, the pump mentors are amazing. Make sure you do your investment due diligence. But so far, the chart is looking pretty nice. And I think it's getting warmed up, folks. There's going to be a $30 guaranteed playing value. And of course, if the market price gets to the $30, then the platform price goes up by 10%. It goes to $33, for example, and so on and so on and so on. So it's pretty. I love that sort of feedback loop there. Pretty nice. So just one of the many pump mentors there. All right, cool. Let's jump away from that. That is a Spotlight project. And of course, those are the 3 plays at the moment that from my point of view. Once again, you must do your investment due diligence on those. All right, let's jump away. Oh, the other thing I was going to say about BNB Pot, they just launched a couple of hours ago a XEN NFT roulette. Isn't that funny? So this is where people can own the table, but they've just launched this XEN NFT roulette there for the BNB chain, which is what they're going to be launching on, right? What they've already launched on. So pretty amazing. Auction ends in 26 hours. Let's go check that out. So I'll post that link in the description there if you want to have a look at it. But that's pretty cool. BNB there. And so let's have a look at what that is. Let's see whether we've just do a refresh on the site here. And this has only just been launched, by the way. So they've nice move on their behalf. So cool. What else there? We got the bid starts with 1 ETH there. Yeah, so you can bid on that. So cool. It's on Referral. And of course, the max bet is 5,000. European style roulette game, 3% fee. And of course, BNB there. So nice. So cool. That is pretty much it. So nice news there from the BNB pot there. Let's jump over to the Ethereum Hex on ETH Pow. That's currently at 0.0056 at the moment. So it's up 4% on 24 hours. $34,000 of daily volume there. It is the only coin in the top 10 by liquidity. And of course, if we look by volume over the last 24 hours, where does it lie down here? Number 11. So it's out of the top 10 here. Well, this is good for the chain, right? The good chain is getting a lot of other tokens coming in. So ETH Power looks like it's gaining momentum. Price discovery, use discovery. The volume's still on looking better than it was the other day. 5.5 million transactions are pretty similar to what we've seen. 45,000 on the ETH Power network. So very cool. And of course, the Ether network, we've by liquidity, we're sorting. We can see the Hex is still dominating on Ether. And the prices are just down slightly at 00036. So you can see the difference on here with Hex 00055. This is pretty similar to yesterday, so 00033 on Hex there. So very, very cool. And that is pretty much where those are lied. And people got their Hex stakes copied, most people, unless they did it after the forks. And you can see the block heights, the latest block heights that they've got there on the top left too. All right, so cool. We got the stakes coming out in terms of Hex stakes. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's go to the end of the year there. So we've got the big stake coming out. It's 438 million. A lot of these are just short-term stakers. They keep restaking. So we've got a few little candles coming up here into the middle of November. A little bit of a gap. And then we've got the 1st of December, 342, just before the Hex birthday there. So that's coming up there. And then a big gap until the 2nd of January there. So a lot of these guys will just end up restaking. That's generally what we see. All right, cool. That's pretty much it. We've got the Hex data stats coming up. Day 1000 and where are we up to? Yeah, 1046 will be hot off the press. Still 20 minutes to go on that one. So that is pretty much the news on the stock market, crypto, Pulsechain and Hex projects. So pretty cool. Let's jump away from there and jump over to the dashboard. Let's check out, see how Ethereum Pow is going. And yeah, don't you love it? This is pretty much, we're just speeding through this news here. Pretty much it. 12,344 on the ETH Pow network. And we've got 303 days on the max term. That's pretty much it. And we're 42 minutes into it. So early days. And of course, Ethereum Pow might do quite well. I don't know. We'll see how one goes. The Avalanche, of course, let's have a look at that one. The Avalanche as well. Let's see where we're up to. 16,455. So very different from the other chains. Opportunity. I don't know. We'll see. Or just a dead project. One of the two. You'll find out in due course. 310 days on the max term. AMP there. So cool. That we're still at 310. So that's definitely longer. I do think that these chains might surprise. They might surprise, relatively speaking. Let's see how we go on those. There's a lot of projects out there, but if the whole group of them magnify each other, maybe that will do pretty well. Leeching into Ethereum, right? Ethereum's kind of the high value chain. All right, cool. Let's have a look at Polygon, which just finished its first day. We've covered the end results for first day Polygon. And 806,000 is the global rank. And, of course, 394 days on the midterm, 2999 on AMP now, 9.2% on the early adoption amplifier. Remember, these are going down, right? So this will go down first, and this will go down every 90 days, the APY. So remember that all the inflation things are going down. So getting early is obviously the most. You get the most, and going long is the most. Yeah, so we'll see how we're getting on. So very cool. And liquidity there, 1.8 billion now on Polygon. And of course, we'll look for a price for that when it comes out. Let's see if there's a price up here now. I have to copy the contract, I guess. Let's see whether we can pull this up. I'm just not sure what it's going to be on in terms of the exchanges here. Was that that looks like quick swap, doesn't it? Yeah. This looks new. $85 in liquidity. Oh, that's just MZN. Is that the only one? We've got two others here. We've got DDO. What's that one there? Uniswap. Polygon. $1. So nothing really looking good. Like those are the right exchange. They just popped up, but seem to have the right contract in it. OX2ABO. Yeah, but no liquidity in them really. So it looks like we've got some trading pairs, but no liquidity, only $5, $1. So nothing there. We have to wait till they've established themselves. So just we'll wait till that we find out a trading pair that's proper. So cool. Let's jump over to the BSC chain here and quickly check on this. And see where we're up to. BSC, 2,167 million. And of course, lots of bots on this one too. The exchanges hold a lot of supply. We've got the liquidity supply up to 78.9 billion. Woo! And of course, stake there 421 million with 1,596 stakers. And of course, max term 415. AMP there 2998, and the EAA down at 7.9 is kind of leading the EAA now. That will go down to 0. Remember, every 100,000 wallets. Once we get to 10 million wallets, that will get down to 0 on the early adoption amplifier. Yeah, massive inflation, and down it goes. All right, cool. Let's have a look at ETH, the master chain, the value chain. This is definitely slowed down. We'll see what the weekend holds, whether this we get some acceleration in the weeks ahead. We're only in day 6 here, and yeah, 5 days down, and of course the EAA is at 9.2%. And of course this will slowly just eat away. And once this is gone, it'll be interesting to see the minting there. Global rank 847,000. Definitely tape it off. Definitely tape it off. But we will, keep an open mind and look forward to see what happens over the next few weeks there as well. 18.1 billion on liquid supply, and the stake there 1,342 at $500 million is now staked. So cool. These metrics here will be going down, so giving a bit of pressure to mint early, because after 9 days it will go down 90%, and that there is going to go down for every 100,000 wallets. So once we get to 900,000, it will go down to 9.1. We'll click over another day today, so it's going to go down to 2,994, and so on. So cool. That's pretty much that on there. We can see the price charts. At the moment, ETH, Zen on ETH there is at quadruple 0.7462. Nothing unexpected in this chart, particularly in the first week. And maybe we might get a bit of a reprieve in day 8, 9, maybe day 11. We'll see how we get on there, but that's kind of what we're seeing in the mint charts there. So it really depends on the bots as well. So cool. The BZN there is at 502258. And that's got a different shape to it, right? This was just an avalanche down. And of course, this is with all those bots just selling in. The higher value is probably a big play on this, right? So the higher value just making that sharper decrease down. This one on BZN just taking its time with the lower value, right? So maybe less sellers and stuff like that. But we've got a lot of bots in there, a lot of bots in here, because we got to 2 billion. Was it 2 million on the mint days? So we'll watch out for this one. It's going to be interesting to see BZN. I will add the Polygon chart down below, and this is on the free airdrops, of course, so it fits in that category. Now on the ETH chain, you'll be getting a copy on the Pulse chain when the ETH version. So you're getting a 2-for-1 deal. So that's interesting, eh? That's interesting. We'll see how it goes there, and of course, yeah. We'll find out. We'll see whether it actually gets that network virality, or where it actually gets real people. I don't really see it doing much for onboarding. Because a word of mouth, maybe word of mouth. That's possibly the best thing. So definitely have an effect, but yeah, I don't see how it's going to do much better than all the tens of thousands of cryptos out there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, cool. Let's get into the chat. We've got more comments, so let's find out what's happening there. Ted Nelson's in the house there. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Bob King says, I think the plunge protection team stepped in on the stock market. Yeah, looks like it. I've just seen the merch on PulseX today. Looks sick. PulseX. Yeah, I was going to bring up PulseX today. You just thank you for reminding me. So a quick look. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we were referencing the merch, but is it on on the community store? Is that where it's on? I was going to be doing something here. I was going to be harvesting my farm. Let's quickly go and harvest the farm. And am I on the right chain? Let me just Pulse. Yeah, cool. Let me just refresh that. Going to harvest our farm. We've got a farm here. We're harvesting only 12.6%. I mean, Brennan, you've been killing me on this APR. Honestly, I should have gone for the incentive token. This is why I said to you, I think the incentive token is going to do pretty well on the PulseX. A lot of people are not talking about it much, but my experience in yield farming suggests to me that's going to do pretty well. So I think I've been saying that pretty consistently. So yep, let's harvest the farm here. How much we got? 77 incentive tokens, $2,200. Let's do it. Money for free on the old testnet. Obviously, we're going to be forking the proof of stake from Richard. So that's going to be pretty cool. We got block strings. I think, what else there? We've got a couple more comments. Morans indeed, said Superman. Yeah. Tin Top's in the house there. What's up? What's up, Tin Top? Wah! And Jack X in the house. Much love, but has this turned into a Zen channel, says Jack X. That's funny, man. That's funny, dude. Fair enough. He's just covering the launches, then back to regular content. Yeah. Fair enough. Just getting pretty sick of it day after day. All good, though. Hey, well, I think we're probably similar there, Jack X. We've got multiple channels. I just said to you, maybe he'll launch on even other EVMs there as well. But cool. Hey, but we've a lot of people that are in the Zen here have been joining our Discord, so it's great to see them introduced to really good projects like Pulsechain and Hex. Welcome to the Zen community that may not be in the Pulsechain and Hex community, and we've seen a lot of people join our Discord for that, so that's a good thing. Load up on Hedron before the pump, says Brennan. Absolutely. Oh yeah, PLSD, says Jack 3. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Suitman? Evening Hexkin says check my pulse. Good to see you. Check my pulse. And of course, what else that we got going there? Hexkin says W chain is smooth. Yeah, I think it's working pretty well. And there's price discovery in there, so it's nice. Happy Friday, everybody, says Andrew. Good to see you, Andrew. And Refine's in the house there. Woo! Yeah, it's definitely Friday and down under here in good old Kiwi land. It's 10 to 1 in the afternoon on Friday, the 14th of October. So we're definitely having a good time. Rango says, do you think Richard will bring Zen to Pulse? Didn't he say he wouldn't bring some projects? Well, he could do that, actually. He could do that, Rango. He could do that. We'll see. Sandy Beach in the house there. Hi. And of course, the April is ratcheting up. Woo. Yeah. What else there? The APR is, yeah, you're kicking me on the APR there, Brennan. Honestly, I only went into Pulse and PulseX just to show the main tokens, though. That's why you're beating me there now. Hey, Hex Token, everybody. Sandy Beach in the house. Good to see Sandy. Happy Friday. Hope you're having a great weekend. What's the next step after minting? I did a 1-day Polygon mint yesterday, so I have to go in and do the next step. Yeah, you have to claim it. So you have to go in. If you're on Polygon, you have to go to Polygon and switch the network there. So cool. Let's no, I don't want to switch out there. You have to go in here and you have to go to the mint, and there will be a claim button there. It doesn't show here because it's to the mint page. You'll be able to claim. You can actually send it to another address too if you've got multiple addresses, and that makes it easier to, if you're going to swap or stake or whatever. So cool, you can do that. All right, let's jump over to the Avalanche. Have a quick look at the update on this. Very cool. What else we got going there? We got Detached Soul in the house there. Hey from Australia, good to see you, Detached Soul. Cool, very nice. All right, so cool. We're at 17,707 on Avalanche or AVAX, and finally we're on Ethereum Pow. We are on Ethereum Pow. We are doing what? We are looking at the results on Ethereum Pow. So definitely slower on these, but probably more real people, which is a good thing. It could end up being a good thing. Obviously, numbers is really kind of the main intent of this project. So it is an experiment. It is a possibility. And of course, we do see the numbers subsiding now. What will happen in the weeks ahead? We'll be keeping an open mind about this and watching the minting. Now, obviously, less minting, less supply, right? So it may end up playing in its hands, and maybe some big investors decide to say, hey, this thing's doing pretty well. We'll come in and move the price. So we're looking out for that sort of stuff in the future. Like I say, we're covering the launches, and of course, a big welcome to everybody from the Zen community. But if you want to get probable plays with the big X returns, definitely check out Pulsechain and Hex, and the links are in the video description. And most importantly, get into our Discord and have conversations about it, because that's what we do here. We help a lot of people. We've got great moderators and that help. So definitely a great place to get into. If you want great information, great community, you want a lot of probable plays and Pulsechain and Hex and things, get into here as well. And away to go. So cool. We've got Richard Hart token chats there. They're the best in crypto. And you're going to watch that in the time ahead. Pulsechain is going to absolutely cause ripples through crypto. The other thing, of course, we've got new token chats here, where we talk about projects like Zen, which may get forked over. We get forked over to Pulsechain, bar any other preventions there, but most likely. And of course, other things as well. That anything on Ethereum is going to get forked over, and of course, those projects on here. We also have something like 120 native projects that are coming to Pulsechain as well. So you can talk about those. And we've got all the new token links down the bottom here, including the Spotlight project on BNB Pot there. So we really try to assess, a lot of the good projects, probable projects. Now, the difficult thing in crypto is first you got to do two things. You got to do what's the probable project that's going to do well, So you got to look at the fundamentals and how big the community is and what you think the potential is and all that sort of stuff. The other part is timing. What is the timing? That's the more difficult thing to get right. Because obviously you don't know what the developers are doing. They may have delays, like we saw BNB Pot was going to launch a couple of days ago, but of course the BSC chain got compromised, and so they had to reset that block and revert it and do all that stuff. Not revert it, but that's reset, upgrade the block and get that back up and running with all the validators and sort of give a bit of time. So that was a pretty prudent there by the developers to just delay the launch until the chain's running back up smooth, which has been so from what we can tell. So you get a few things like that happening. So timing is the other thing that can be pretty cool. Right, so cool. Get into there, folks. The other thing, of course, is this syndicated channel. We've got 5 YouTubers now in here. 5. Can you believe it? Isn't that cool? We've got Hex Token. We've got Gen Hex, Craig Welling. We've got Heinz Crypto. We've got Crypto Heartbeat and now Rags to Riches. All Rags to Riches also feeding through into this Discord. So isn't that cool? Some of the very big medium-sized channels now in here. So 3 of probably the most consistent medium-sized channels are now in here now, and a couple of the smaller ones as well, which are up and coming. So very, very cool. All right, so cool. Let's jump away from that. We harvested our yield farm, by the way. So that's going to keep ticking away there on the Pulsex. Let's jump back to the chains here. Let's do a refresh on ETH Pow and see where that's heading. We've got the Hex Daily Stats coming out soon. Hex is coming up to its 3rd birthday. Can you believe it? Amazing. ETH Pow there. So what happened to my dashboard here, actually? ETH Pow. Something's not lucky on the perimeters. All right, 15,000. Woohoo! So ETH Pow 15,000, looking good there. And of course, let's jump over to the 308 days on the max term now. So if you go to mint, 308 days will be the max term. Now you can edit that, of course. If you want it coming out and say 90 days, you can just click 90 days, start out. Basically, you'll have, obviously get less, but you'll get it earlier. All right, so that's the way it goes. The other thing, of course, let's jump over to the ETH Avalanche one there. We're waiting for the Hex Daily Stats to come out. It's probably probably a while away, actually. All right, so cool. Let us jump around here. Avalanche here is at 18,000, 312 days on the max term. We're 1 hour into it, so very early days for these 2 chains. We might see them pick up over time. Polygon, of course, is just finished its first day, and is 18,010 and 394 on the max term, 9.2% on the EAA. We've got 2.3 billion now. We had $500 million, and now we're up to 2.3 billion in liquid supply. Now there will be a trading price on this, and we're just waiting for the proper liquidity to happen for that, because we've got to make sure we have the right peers. Now, if you want to get access to all these links, of course, join our Discord. Discord link is in below. You can scroll past Richard Hart tokens there, which are the best out of the best there, and get into new tokens. Go into new tokens links, and of course, you can find all the details here of the XEN airdrop there. So it's a free claim, so pretty cool. And you can see the BSC contract, Polygon, and now AVAX and Ethereum Pow. That's all there if you want to get access to those. But we are looking for a trading pair that has liquidity with the right contract in it. There's lots of spammed contracts out there, so particularly on BSC. BSC is kind of like that, a little bit like that. So cool. We got $8 in there. Nothing in there. Yeah, nothing. It doesn't look like anything's particularly no volumes in any of these Polygon chains yet. So we'll let you know. I'll post it in the link there when we do get some proper volume trading on Polygon. Oh, we definitely got the volume. No, we definitely got the volume in there. All right, finally BSC. Let's see how we got on BSC. That's kind of our final wrap up on this one. 2,167 global rank, pretty impressive, right? But a lot of bots in there, and we're up to 78.9 billion as well. Now you can actually jump onto the contract here, and you can go see who the holders are. We'll go to the. You have to click on that button for the token. Click holders, and you can see the exchanges. MEXC, of course, been botting a lot of volume. Obviously, people deposit stuff on there too, but it's got 49% of the XEN on holding that in its centralized exchange there on its exchange there. So it's 49% of the supply. Isn't that crazy so far? There's early days, but so far pretty huge. And of course, Hobie there is at number 2, 21%. PancakeSwap, they're decentralized. So Jack does prefer decentralized exchange, so like PancakeSwap. Yeah, and we've got Albank there as well. Albank, there's another, I think it's a centralized mode. I'm not actually sure. I haven't used Albank, but that's also on there too. I don't know if we've got much out there. We've got the PancakeSwap. This is another way of trying to find the proper trading pairs. If you have trouble, come into the holders and you can see what actually is trading, and you can find the actual trading pairs there too. It's a little bit of a trick if you're struggling to find the right one there. So cool. And so on. So cool. Well, we're up to there. I think we're going to jump back actually. Let's go back to Polygon, and let's use that same trick of trying to find the trading pair using the contract, which is the same contract, but it's going to take us to the Block Explorer, Polyscan Block Explorer. Let's go. And of course, we're going to hit the XEN token, and we're going to go to holders. I got it on dark mode, which is deep purple for some reason. MEXC there already, 78.4% of the volume on Polygon is in MEXC already. Man, oh man, oh man. That's hilarious. All right, so cool. Let's flow down here. Just trying to see whether there's any DEX pair. Yeah, another quick swap, or there are 3 or 4 other big Polygon DEXs, but nothing that I can see is giving me comfort there. So we'll come when we do get a trading pair. We'll try and that looks like it's got liquidity. We'll try and put it in here. But at the moment, only that MEXC. So yeah, MEXC, man, hijacked. It's kind of hijacked the XEN project in some ways. So that was a fair criticism in my view. But yeah, at the moment, this is where we are. It's called XEN too on Polygon. So slightly different names from just using XEN, because there are some scammers. They set up scam contracts too. They use the XEN name and stuff like that. Right, cool. That is pretty much it. Let's quickly go to the BSC quickly. We'll quickly look at these last two. I think we looked at this one, didn't we? I was going to jump back into Ethereum, actually. So we're going to jump to Ethereum and have a look at this last one. Hope you guys have enjoyed the special coverage of XEN. Obviously, it is an experiment. It's a possibility. Probably the interesting thing is the network effect and, of course, multi-chain. Multi-chain, we see other tokens go multi-chain, but this is kind of aggressively multi-chain. But definitely the network effect there, and of course impacting the gas fees is given it free marketing. Yeah, this is definitely slowed down, right? Definitely slowed down on this one. So we'll see. Like I say, possibility, an experiment, and we'll see how it goes in the future. The other thing I was going to say is that you've got to look for probable plays too, right? You don't want possible plays. It's like placing a bet and saying, okay, we'll see how it goes. It's fine to do that in crypto if you're choosing things that you think may have a little bit of edge on other possibilities, which are just ridiculous, right? Then yeah, but look for probable plays. And of course, if you want to find out more information about probable plays, jump into the Discord. Obviously, Pulsechain and Hex and all the derivatives and the ecosystem around that are your probability plays. And of course, we try to cover that on this channel and the Discord. So definitely get in there. Pretty amazing. And yeah, lots of fun. Woohoo! We've got the Hex daily stats coming up, and day 1046. We've just switched into a new day, so we're day 1047. We're heading up to 3 years on the Hex journey, and of course 1095 days is our target. So we are currently 48 days away, so almost a month and a half away from Hex's 3rd birthday. Obviously, once Hex turns 3, it will be 4 the next day, the 4th birthday. So pretty cool on that. So waiting for that one to come out. Well, let's get into any more comments in the chat. Yeah, if you're new to crypto and you want to find a lot more, and you want some really good, supportive environment, good community, and people to help you, then get into our Discord. If you want to get on the Pulsechain, Pulsechain is going to be the biggest thing to drop in crypto. And if you want to get involved with that, definitely get into our chat. Obviously, if you want to get a fantastic savings product in terms of Hex payments, check out hex.com. All the links to Pulsechain, Hex and stuff are in the video description, but of course you can also get access to them in our Discord. We're actually heading up to heading up, our next target is 850. We're currently at 816 people now, and really is picking up pace in the old chats as well. So we're just getting more vibrant all the time. We've got cool community leaders with Brian and Fat Sammy at the top there. We've got 10 moderators, including KD and Sandy Beach and Links and many others in there. We've got syndicated YouTubers, as I say. We've got 5 now in here. Hex Token, hashtag Suitman, that's me. Craig from Gen Hex there, Heinz Crypto as well. And of course, we've got Crypto Heartbeat and Rags to Riches who have just come in on board. which is pretty cool. You can see one of their particular projects, XEN token. Now that's an endowment token, the first one on the blockchain. They're also looking to target 500,000 people. Can you believe it? That are no coiners just in Texas alone, but they're also going international with that to onboard no coiners into Pulsechain. So that's going to be pretty cool. Obviously, XEN token is going to be targeting Pulsechain too. So very excited about that. Probably the biggest project that's coming out around that will be targeting mass adoption for Pulsechain and no coiners as well. So big deal. They'll be doing lots of education around that. So pretty exciting. And Brian says can't stop watching him dance. It's good old Superman. That's me. Nice one there from Katie, one of our mods. Who's also a moderator for XEN token there. If you want to become a Hex Token channel member, hit the join button. We've got Pulseskins, Hexskins, Richard Art Club. We got also perks in the Discord there with purple names, standard community members in blue. Very cool. So nice. All right, let's jump away to that, and we're going to jump away to the charts. Have a look at how everything's going at the moment. What else there? Charity's in house here. Stopping by to say hello. Good to see you, Charity. What else there? We got the hello. We'll jump through that. Brian says, I was hypnotized watching Superman dance in Discord and general chat. Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Hey, Brian, what's up? I'm so behind all the socials today. That's unlike you, Sandy. Unlike you. I hope MXC is providing liquidity. Otherwise, there's Andrew. Well, they were selling a lot, and they were what we call harvesting, selling down the tokens, botting them and selling them down into their own users, Andrew, who didn't know much better. They didn't know about the volume avalanche coming, Andrew. So it's unfortunate. A capture should have been implemented to keep XEN more transparent. Brennan, I 100% agree with you on that. I think it was a big flaw and a basics. It's a basic in crypto. So I'm not sure why that wasn't done, Brennan, but you're 100% right on that. That would have been a nice solution there. All right, cool. All right, so we're up to there. Nice. I think that's it. So we're going to jump back to the two new chains that have just launched, Avalanche and Ethereum. Let's give it one more update. We're up to an hour and 42 minutes. So I'm doing extended live streams to do these launches. But of course, we'll be getting back into new. I've got to do my next video, which is really cool. So if you missed out on Pulsechain and Hex Sacrifices, you definitely want to see my next video once I've finished it. Of course, I've got to get published. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but you know how it works. Avalanche there, 19,225, up to 313 days on the max days. Early days, 2 hours into it, nothing bigger. And of course, let's have a look here on the Ethereum Pow network. Let's see how that's going. 17,000 on the global rank there, and max term at 310 days. Now let's check Jack Levin's Twitter. See if there's anything new here. Let me refresh this. See if there's anything else that he's posted. Bam, 5 days, 5 chains, says Zenzu. Zen Crypto for the win. So there's all the different chains, of course. So it's cool. And retweet that as well. And nothing else. I think that's pretty much it. So we'll close that down. And we've got the chain there. We're going to close that down. We are closing most of this down. We'll keep that open for a second. Waiting for the Hex daily stats. I'm not sure if it's going to be out in time, to be honest. So let's see. If it comes out early, we might give it another 5 minutes as well. Yeah, so this is kind of a summary. If you're looking at probable plays, then my calls at the moment are Hedron, which is going to be pretty nice. A nice little entry too coming in on the old Hedron. Looking good for an entry, and of course a month away from the big events there. It's going to be a lot of fun. The other one, of course, the second probable play is Pulse Dodge Coin, and another nice little entry here too. A little bit of a pullback, so nice little entry for this one. And we could have launch of that any day now. So that's cool. That is coming up there. Got nice higher lows as well. Nice little uptrend. So it's looking cool. And of course, the big probable possible play, as I say, more speculative, but in the crypto casino, but pretty much innovation in crypto, which is, you know, it's hard to find that, right? In real DeFi, these guys have done it. So Jacob has done it. We're up to $13.84 in the price chart. And of course, on the game, it's going to be $30. So pretty amazing on that one. Definitely check out the spotlight there. Well, it looks like my other computer crashed. Is it? No, it hasn't. So it's just logged off there. So that's cool. If you want to check out the useful links, definitely get it. We've got the BNB Pot there. Check it out. Make sure you do investment due diligence. The video, watch the video Pump Mentors, because that's the best summary of the Pump Mentors out there of any YouTuber. And I don't normally say that because just the way it is, but it really does summarize everything very, very well. So check that out. And way to go. Bam, bam, bam. All right, cool. Looking good. All right, so we jump back there. Hex at the moment, of course, a good accumulation phase for Hex. So this is looking good too. So at the moment, it's 3.23 cents and a nice accumulation phase. It doesn't mean that there's going to be another a sort of a short period dip, maybe in November possibly. But then after that, man, you just never know. It could start that next parabolic bull run on the Hex price. So just take care in terms of, a lot of people are trying to do a strategy, which is go to this project, make a win on that, and then push it back into Hex. So there is a certain part of the community doing that. And I think that's a pretty good, smart strategy, to be honest. When Hex decides to move, I'm sure it's going to leave a lot of people behind. And I'll probably do it while a lot of the other projects are still struggling. So it's going to be interesting to see that. That's kind of my thesis there. So let's see how that plays out. But I definitely think this could last maybe two months, maybe 3 months max. But definitely into sort of late November, I have a feeling. And then maybe into December, we start rising there. So let's see how we go with that one. All right, cool. And we were up to, I think that's pretty much on there. I think that's all it's going to say on the trust charts. Let's have a quick look at ETH Pow, do a refresh, and see who else is in the chat there. We've got a couple more comments. So Blue Bum's in the house. Hey, Blue Bum. Good to see Blue Bum in the house there. G'day to you. And Rango's in the house there. Thanks for all your hard work, Superman. Great information as always. Not sure how you keep up with it all, says Rango. Hey, look, I'm just looking at the stuff. So, just like you guys. As Zen says, Banana Boy. Hey, Banana Boy, good to see you. Cool. All right, so we've got 17,360 on the Ethereum Pow. And, of course, that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at Avalanche, see what we're up to. So we're only just started these, of course. I think a lot of the metrics kind of speak for themselves at the moment. 20,703 on the global rank for Avalanche. So these both chains just launched about 25 minutes apart from each other, and it's at now at 315 on the max term days. We'll see where these go. These chains have got definitely don't have the bot issue that we've seen so far, and so that actually may be a good opportunity on these chains, maybe a important feature on these chains. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously, ETH is the value chain. There's no denying that. So we'll see how that goes too. Definitely, it's tapered off in terms of the virality. So this weekend, I think it's important. We see a nice little jump in the weekend minting. That would be pretty interesting to me. But of course, it does drive the gas fee. So it's kind of like during the week lower minting. We've seen that, but that may just be because it's tapering off as opposed to the gas fees, which actually have got cheaper. They were actually cheaper, not more expensive in many occasions. So I don't think that gas narrative is quite playing out there. So cool. Maybe we're just seeing it taper off in terms of enthusiasm. And of course, 5 chains now. People are like, oh, 5 chains, it's great, but it's also too much. But like that. And of course, we get a couple more chains, maybe too much. Then maybe in a couple of weeks' time, people go, oh, hey, let's go check out Zen. Oh, cool, let's get into it. And they will start getting into it. Might have a bit of that too. So it's going to be fun. Experiment, possibility, but that's pretty much it for me. Entertainment, sure. And I wish the project the best, and of course, everybody involved the best, of course, as always. But of course, you want to get into the probability plays. That's a very different position. And of course, that's what we cover on this channel. Pulsechain, Hex, of course. And of course, many of the projects built on top of that. We try to cover the good ones. There's lots of projects coming on Pulsechain we don't cover because they're crap. That's pretty much it. All right. So they're simple copies of bad economics, tokenomics. And of course, that's just the way it goes. Now, if I do talk about something, I normally talk about being a probable play or a speculative play. Speculative plays can be better than probable plays sometimes, just the way it goes. But of course, you just need to say that it's a different risk-return trade-off, even in crypto. So crypto, just even in the crypto category. So food for thought there. Make sure you always do your own investment due diligence and learn about stuff, right? Don't just jump into a craze or this or that because you can get wrecked. So make sure. That's why I always talk about probable plays, because obviously it's more probable that you'll do well than not. So cool. Established contracts with some of the best tokenomics, big communities, things like that. Those are sort of attributes you're looking for. All right, cool. Let's see if the Hex Daily Stats has come out. Not quite yet, so we're waiting for that. We're chilling. Who else is in the house there? We got This Is the Way, says Banana Boy. Yeah, I love that. This is the way. What was that? The Mandalorian. Yeah, didn't they do another preview of a new season coming up for Mandalorian? It's season 3. Yeah, looking forward to that. What else there? We've got a few others. Hex is a sure thing, says Brennan. Yeah, I think it's more than a sure thing. I kind of feel like the price appreciation the next run is going to be pretty impressive. It's sure is a thing, even though I can't touch it, says Brian. That's true. Not Hey Suitman, did you comment on RH's latest tweets? No, I haven't. I looked at his latest tweets, but there's nothing that I wanted to comment on. I think that there was nothing on here that I saw that I wanted to comment on. If you've ever shilled a garbage project, you should apologize about it publicly. Man up. And if you ever didn't shill a garbage project, just like talked about it lots, make sure people knew how and where to get wrecked by it, you should also apologize. And what else there? So yeah, nothing there that's really of interest. So yeah, but cool. What else there? That's pretty much it. So cool. Let's jump away to the Hex Day stats. Waiting for that to come up there. Bam, bam, bam. 10:45. That was yesterday, and of course we got a little price increase there. We had a bit of a mixed day the last 10 days on Hex. Definitely a good accumulation phase to pick up at the moment. Let's go refresh the Avalanche, see what we're up to on here. 22,000 on the global rank on the XEN there. 316 on Avalanche at the moment. Let's jump over to ETH Pow, which was the second one to launch today. And what else there? Let's see where we go. 18,000 so far. So 18,000 there, 1 hour into it. And we've got the 312 on the max term. And that's pretty much it. So it's going to be a while till we hit 100,000 at the moment because that'll be the first time the EAA goes down. So it's going to take a while to do that. What else there? Big Kahuna in the house there. In 3 months, no one will be talking about XEN, but PLSX, Hex, Poly, Team, Maxi, X system. You're 100% right, Big Kahuna. You're 100% right. So this is why we talk about probability plays as opposed to possible plays. And if you want to get returns now, then that's what you should be thinking about. So cool. Get into our Discord if you want to learn more about Pulsechain and Hex, of course. That's what we've got there. So we've got cool moderators as well that will help onboard you. Yeah, if you're new to crypto, we've got Brian, Fat Sammy, KD, Sandy Beach, and heaps of others in there. Pretty cool. And we've now obviously got 2 big, medium-sized YouTubers in the space. In fact, I think Crypto Heartbeat's almost up into the large streamers. So he's pretty close to that. And so they've now joined the Discord as well. So beautiful. If you love Pulsechain Hex projects, you want to learn more about it, Pulsechain is going to change the game when it launches. So get in early. Always get in early for that. Pretty cool. All right. Let's jump away. Brendan says, last time I'll say this, don't forget the poll. Oh, yeah, the poll. Yeah, good point. Let's finish the poll. Bam, bam. Yeah, last time I almost forgot about it. Hey, Brandon. Well, I got right in the end, but we picked it up. All right, cool. Let us jump over the poll. Right, so we've got 103 votes in the poll. You guys did fantastic, man. That's so awesome. Let's end the poll and see what happened. That's hilarious. Yeah, Big Kahuna's laughing at me. Yeah. Nice one. Yeah. Where is everybody getting these working crystal balls? Mine is broken. Says Kung Tech Food. It's hilarious, man. Not sure what you mean, but you're talking about like future telling. Okay, here's the poll here. When will you mint XEN on Avalanche and or Ethereum Pow? No, 55%. Yes, Ethereum Pow is 22%. Yes, both 12%, and yes, Avalanche 9%. So will you mint XEN on Avalanche and or Ethereum Pow? 55% no. ETH, so that's on both chains, so 55. So only 1 and 2, just under 1 and 2 will be minting. ETH, Ethereum Pow 22%, and of course Avalanche 9%. So Ethereum Pow more popular. Obviously, a lot of people have been on Ethereum Pow because of the fork and their Hex stakes and Icosa, Hedron, and Maximus stuff. So that's cool. That makes a lot of sense. And yes, both chains are 12%. So that's pretty cool on the possibility. Now, it's super cheap on those chains, I think. So it's a pretty decent deal. You're not spending a lot of money for a possibility, right? So it's a possibility, not spending much for that. So cool. Brendan says, I commented 3 times now. Did you? Did you comment 3 times about the poll? I only saw that last comment. That's hilarious, man. That is hilarious. Put it in the Discord page. He is showing he needs a scroll down. I'll put it in the Discord page. Hey, thanks for that. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but yeah. Where else is that? So cool. All right, so we've got the YouTube channel showing up there. Nice. And away to go. All right, cool. Yeah, get into our Discord, man. It's a great place to be. You want to learn about crypto, good information, good community. Pulsechain is coming, and of course, it's going to be the biggest crypto airdrop. Still, it's going to be the biggest crypto airdrop. And it's going to have all the ETH chains, so all the new products on ETH. It's going to have the latest when it launches. Also, around about 120 native pulse chains. Now, some of those are already launching on other chains. Obviously, it's been over a year and a half, is it? It must be something like July. It's getting up there. So some project teams have had to launch earlier on other chains, which I think is a good move. And of course, they bring in new people. New people hear about Pulsechain. New people hear about things like that. So it's pretty cool. A big shout out to all the YouTubers out there too. Spreading the word, getting involved in other communities, and bringing in new people into the Pulsechain ecosystem is really, really great, because obviously Pulsechain is going to be the best. And reaching out to those new communities is really, really important. There's so many people that know about something, and there's so many people that don't. There's more people that don't. And so it's good to see YouTubers out there spreading the word about that. So big shout out to Crypto Heartbeat, Rags to Riches, Jim Rat Crypto, Sam, Corey Costa, many other people out there like that doing the good works out there. It really is important to bring in, all the good people and save them from all the crap out there as much as possible. So, yeah, and really delineate that. So very, very cool. Let's jump up here. What else there? To be or not to be. Yeah, that's true. Banana Boy says we gave up on Pulse. Yeah, so that's the mistake, Banana Boy. Giving up on Pulse is absolutely the mistake there. So I think you should probably reevaluate that one. When no one cares. Let's see. December says Banana. Yeah. You might want to reconsider that one, because otherwise you'll miss the boat there, Banana Boy. Your favorite superhero is Superman. Yeah, that's right, Christine. Good to see Christine in the house. And of course, okay. So actually, Christine, that's not how I got my name. So I used to be a top classical male ballet dancer, and I was so powerful at dancing that people used to call me Superman on stage. So that's kind of where I got the name from there. I also, Superman is also my favorite superhero, so that's kind of coincidence then. Sandy Beach says, okay, I claim my Zen on Poly. Nice one, Sandy Beach. Not all heroes wear capes, Superman says, Brennan. No, that's funny. That's true, actually. That's true. You sacrificed tons on PulseX. Nice one there. I wouldn't lose faith in it, Banana Boy. I know it's a lot longer than people in the community have been expecting, but yeah, I wouldn't give up on it. It's coming. It's going to be pretty badass. The benefit, of course, is that we've had a lot of teams being able to finish their products. They weren't finished early on, and of course, we only see some of the big utilities like Power City, Internet Money, and liquid loans. We only see the dApps coming out now, right? So it's much better that all these launch later. So things have actually worked out well, whether it's intentional or not, whether we like it or not. That's actually the ecosystem is the more important part in my view. I mean, the airdrop and stuff like that is super, super amazing. But I think having the utilities launching on it is going to amplify that massively. So that includes the fiat on-ramps and off-ramps and the stablecoins. We now have 3 or 4 native stablecoins coming to Pulsechain. So we have a giant ecosystem, and I'm not really sure that the world is going to be ready for it, because when Pulsechain launches, it's going to be amazing. And Banana Boy, I really feel that that's going to amplify any of your returns that you expected to get are going to look really, really good. Christine says, great story. Hey, it is a cool story. I used to love it, that's for sure. That is the good thing about time. It goes on regardless, as Baguna. December is likely, let's say. Yeah, I think December, January is kind of looking pretty reasonable at the moment, Banana Boy. Time is on the fire, which would when we burn. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's get up. Let's see. We've got the Hex Daily stats out on this one too. And it's cool. Let's check it out. We got the day 1645. It's still not out yet. Normally, it used to come out like 18 minutes past the hour. It's 24 minutes past the hour. It's just taking its time now lately. Not sure what. Maybe they didn't push the button or something. It's supposed to be automatic. Oh, here it is. Woo! I was just talking about it and it came. There we are. Day 1046, folks. Let's get into it on the Hex contract, the best savings crypto project in the world. The 13th of December, 13th of October, 2022, 3.2%, 3.2 cents up 0.6% on the day. So it's nice always to have a little increase there. We've got the Hex payout per T-share, 6.15 Hex per T-share. We've got the T-share price there at $786. And we've got the T-share rate up 6.3 up to 24,306. And of course, the average stake length is 6.66 years. We've got to get rid of the 6.666, but we'll get there. And of course, that's how long people in Hex have staked, folks. It really is amazing. And of course, the annual percentage yield rate, which is inflation, nominal inflation in Hex is up to 3.69%. Effective inflation is lower. Emergency end stakes there, penalties is what happens when people don't keep to their staking or investment responsibilities. And of course, 37.55%, pretty juicy. Paid out in Hex, of course. The underlying price of Hex can move around, but the Hex yield is stellar and it's amazing. Go try and find that. Pretty awesome. So liquidity in the pool there, 277 million Hex in the pool, down from yesterday quite nicely at 2.85. The liquidity in the pool, $10.6 million US, 1,440 Ethereum. And of course, that can move around based on people buying and selling, and of course, adding and removing liquidity. Let's have a look at the T-shares. Now, Hex is easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties, and we have an ownership pool with T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. When you stake your Hex gets burned and you get shares in return. Your shares give you a share of the reward pool. That's pretty much it. So if the reward pool goes up or down, or the ownership pool with T-shares goes up and down, then your payout Hex per T-share changes, right? But it's pretty nice at about 6.12 base. And of course, we get penalties on top of that. It's pretty nice. So a big day there for stakers. A lot of these big long-term stakers that are slowly dwindling. We see that slowly over time, the candles are getting smaller and they're getting separated out. There's still a lot of volume here in the near term, but it's still just breaking up slowly, is going down. So even though Hex is going to grow, we expect the T shares to actually decline over time as the share rate goes up. So it's kind of how that's kind of looking to play out. All right, let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins. 9.74% of all Hex is staked. And of course, the penalties at the moment, 713,000 is the penalties. So a softer day in the office there. But we still got, if you're Hex stakers, you're getting paid every day pretty nicely. And we get a bit more penalties to top up that return. Pretty nice. All right, cool. The current holders up 64 to 310,954. Stakers, which is my main number I look at here, 50, up 50 today, up to 110,326. And of course, as Richard Hart always says, get out there and do direct promotions. Spread the word about Hex, whether it's doing a leaflet drop around your local block, maybe do it on a regular basis. I do find that if you're going to do something like that, a physical kind of thing, you do need to repeat it at least 3 times over a short period of time. So if you, let's say over 2 months, you did 3 little paper drops around the local block, it might be what, 100 people, 200 people. Then that's a fairly effective if you do it 3 times in a row. If you just do it once, maybe they don't look at it the first time, second time, maybe they look at it and they don't read it. Maybe the third time they look at it and they read it, and then they go, oh, they'll have a look out on hex.com. That's kind of how it works. All right, so the total holders there, 501,000 up to 160. And of course, we only hit 500,000 there 10 days ago, and it was a beautiful milestone. So very, very cool. We're currently up to day 1,047. And of course, the base there, 6.113 Hex. This is kind of your little money printer. Printers you Hex every day if you've got a T-share. And at the moment, that's getting you 6.113 Hex. So let's do a bit of math on that one. So 6.113 times, what's that, 3.2 cents, say. That's what, 19.56 cents a day at the moment. But of course, if you're in good old Kiwi land, where the exchange rate is really weak compared to the US, then that's 35 cents a day. 35 cents a day for a T-share. Very nice. Obviously, the Hex price jumps back. Let's see how high the Hex price is. So we're at 3.2 cents. So 52 divided by 3.2. That is a 16.25x to the all-time high of Hex. So imagine that. Wouldn't that be pretty groovy? Pretty groovy. Pretty groovy. So that would actually turn your return into $3.25 per T-share, which is pretty nice. Very nice. All right, so cool. That is pretty much it, and we're getting closer. What was it, 40? So I say 46 days away or something like that. That's getting closer to the 3-year birthday. Very, very cool. All right, Hex at the moment, 3.24 cents. Maximus Premium at the moment, after a little bit of a wick down, and it was showing weakness after those whales sold. It's down at 1.98 Hex per T-share. That's pretty cool. Hedron at the moment, looking like a nice entry coming up here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite sure when it will quite bottom out, but possibly this this little upgrade here. Maybe it's bounced off here, or maybe it show a little bit of weakness and then bounce off. There's still plenty of time. The next week, of course, is for me the more vulnerable time in the price. But then 3 weeks leading up to the big auctions in the 13th, 14th November, that is when the party is going to start, in my view, for the accumulation. So already got a higher low and holding this uptrend. Let's see how we go there. Definitely one of the probable plays. The airdrops, of course, $5.04 on Pulse Dogecoin with Pulse Bitcoin coming out. Looks like that could be pretty fun. We'll see how it goes. And of course, if it has it sounds like it's going to have a burning mechanism for Pulse Dodge to get you a Bitcoin miner on Pulse Bitcoin. If that's the way that's playing out, then it's going to be particularly bullish for the Pulse Dodge. It's my second probable play. And of course, my speculative but world-class project in DeFi is BNBP. And look at this thing. Yeah, we're not worthy, Superman. We're not worthy. Thank you so much, Superman. That's all right. It's going up $14.45. Yep, boy. Yep. So we've been doing pretty good calls on this channel most of the time. And of course, very, very nice. So it's looking good. Like I say, if you want to learn more about Pulsechain and Hex, get into our Discord. If you've come across XEN or something like that, you're excited about the possibilities, we'll get into probabilities and come and join. Pulsechain is about to launch. Big X returns expected. And of course, huge ecosystem is going to drop. Crypto is going to be absolutely shock and awed by Pulsechain when it launches. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely massive. So get in, folks. We're up to 2 hours and 6 minutes. I think we've absolutely smashed it on this one. Let's check out one more update on Avalanche and ETH Pow to see where we're at to. Hope you guys have been enjoying the coverage, man, and learning stuff. So when you have projects like XEN launch, particularly when they're trying to target the network effect and multi-chain, it's always good to learn from these projects, right? To say, hey, does this work? Does this not work? So we're going to, we're probably just doing the launch coverage now, but every so often we'll come back and see exactly how it's been progressing and watch the charts as well every now and then. So definitely something you learn from these projects, and it's pretty cool to see that. And you get to see how good some other projects are, right? The Rich Heart projects in particular, how good they are, how big the communities are, etc. So it's a really cool learning aspect there. So we've got the global rank at 20,622 on the ETH Power network, and we're 2 hours into it, just over 2 hours. We've got a 314 on the max term. Let's look at this Avalanche, which just launched about 25 minutes earlier before it. And let's see where it is at the moment. We've got 27,000 on these two chains. And these two chains are kind of interesting because they've got the less bots. They don't have the bot activity based on the numbers that we're saying. So that's just my inferment there based on the numbers. We don't have hundreds of thousands here just suddenly turning up out of nowhere. 320 days on the max term. So yeah, going to be pretty interesting on these two chains. And Avalanche might get picked up quite big too with the Avalanche chain. So we'll see how that goes. And Polygon might do all right as well. Polygon might do okay on this one. All right, let's get into it. We've got a couple more comments. I'm going to wrap up here on that one. 831,000 on there. We've got 3.5 billion. When a price chart pops up for Polygon, I will post it in the Discord under new token links under our Zen free claim section. And of course, you'll be able to see the prices of Polygon. I add the charts here. If you're confused about the charts, there's all the scam charts out there, particularly PSC. Then make sure you come and get the right one, right? So definitely do that. All right, cool. Let's jump out. Oh, $15 on BNB. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, yeah. Oh, buddy, up, hey. Woo. All right, it's all right. So I'm gonna get rug pulled off this channel. That's just the way it goes, man. I'm gonna get rug pulled. I know. I'm gonna get rug pulled. Anyway, let's calm down. Let's calm down on Hex Token channel. That's pretty hilarious, though. So what else there? We got a couple other people in the house. Is there a way to trade Zen on Polygon? Thanks. Yeah, I haven't got a price chart yet. We looked at the price charts. None of them had liquidity in Sandy Beach. So yeah. Banana, guys, today markets did a classic bottom move despite the negative drop, huge bounce. Good, looks good. Yeah, definitely did look good there, Banana Boy. Koala Kazoo says Bakuna. Yeah. Katie's got the Superman explosion. Nice one. We need to get Superman a soundboard. Says, yeah, like Trayvon. He plays this Trayvon. Some people love that. Some people hate it. So it's just the way it goes. Yeah, join the Hex Discord there. Very cool. Especially if you're new to crypto, you want to learn in a safe environment, then our Discord's pretty cool. And a lot of people have been saying a lot of good things about it. So definitely get into there. We've designed it so that people get the information and get a good community around you. because crypto, there's a lot of projects out there just will die and take your money. So you got to be careful out there. Ping, yeah. Pulsechain, ping. Pulsex, ping. Hex, ping. Incentive token, zing. How about that? That's pretty much it. Blood Machine said it's been a learning experience with the XEN mint for only a few dollars spent. Yeah. So a lot of people have just seen it as an experience. I've said to you, don't spend too much money on these things. Obviously, put your serious money into probable projects like Pulsechain and Hex stuff. This is a speculative thing, possibilities, and don't do like thousands of dollars or something crazy. A couple dollars here and there, so what? That's pretty much it. Maybe $100 the most is kind of on the ETH chain anyway. The other chains you can get away with a few dollars, so I wouldn't be too crazy. Clip all the best sounds and preload a soundboard from PLSD Thailand's in house there. Morning to the moon. Yeah, definitely. Long time no see. Good to see you, PLSD Thailand. Exciting time for you at the moment. Katie says, hey. Clip that, says Brennan. Yeah. What else there? Hey, all. Good to see you. And boop, 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 boop. Yeah, definitely. PLSD Thailand. Zen, did you know that English letter N is H in Russian? The Zen is Hex spelled backwards. Could be coincidence. That's pretty funny. I did 0.39 on BSC, says Sandy Beach. Nice one there, Sandy Beach. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at a BNBP. $15.26. It's pumping. All right, so that's crazy. I feel like Jim Rat Crypto today. I don't know. Is that what Jim Rat Crypto is? Something like that. Anyway, so cool. All right, so there we are. Look at that chart pumping. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Bang. I know some people in the Discord have got into this nicely and doing very nice. All right, so cool. Like the game price is going to be $30, right? And of course, there's so much stake now. There's actually getting less. I don't know if there's less than 300,000 in the market, but it's definitely interesting. Let's work out how much is actually in the market. I'll go to the Zoe there. I was going to end up the live stream, but I'm still going, so I don't know what's happening here. What is happening, Superman? I don't know, man. Why are you talking to yourself in the third person? Don't know, man. Are you crazy? I might be, man. I might be. All right, so cool. Let's have a quick look at the contract. Go to airdrops, and man, I'm doing a super extended live stream. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Sometimes it's hard. It's easy to do. You realize that, when when you're doing live streams, sometimes it can just go on and on and on. It's just the way it goes. BNB Pot there. Let's have a look. Bam. And there's 2,032 addresses. Oh, and there's only 1 million minted, remember. And of course, this is going to be on all the chains. So if you sacrifice all chains. So here is the Teams wallet, 66306. So let's add that in. 66306. So that is the Teams wallet. Staking at the moment. Let's go to staking and check out that. We're going to go to contract. We're going to scroll down to total staking amounts. So that's 626,927. 626,927. 626. Oh, where was it here? 626,927. Bam. And of course, the participation wallet. This is the wallet that's going to reward people for playing. Players for playing. That's 100,000. That's staked as well. So it's going to give them, I guess, more incentives for that. So that gives us 63.67, which is the number we saw earlier on the screen there. But if we include the team's wallet, that's 68.27%. So the team might allocate that. We've already seen it allocate some stuff out there. It's probably going to, I don't know, marketing or something like that, or people doing certain things, who knows. But at the moment, 68.27%. That leaves, folks, 291,421 tokens out of the 1 million that are pretty much liquid floating around. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, we may get a fair amount of that staking towards the launch. The launch is only 5 days away. I think we talked about that before. So you can actually find, let me just jump away there. You can actually find that on the new links there. So we'll scroll down to the bottom, BNB Pot there. So we're going to go to that link. That will bring us to this site here. And of course, we can see that 4 days and 23 hours to go. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! It's pumping. Pump. So that's pretty cool on the supply. So I'm suspecting that we'll get a lot more of this stake by then. I don't know. Will we get 100,000? Is it possible? I think so. And of course, that would be pretty amazing if we can get that down. That'd be pretty cool. Then we'll have people that just won't sell. They'll just have liquid. We're going to have players that will play and hold BNBP in their wallet so they get cheaper fees. Instead of playing 3%, they get up to 1.5%. I can't remember the exact number that they have to hold. I think it might be 100 or something. So that's pretty cool on that point. So these guys have really thought about all the gameonomics there. Pretty awesome. The big whale has got 262,000. He controls 26%, but he's split it up into 16 wallets. I don't know if he's reversed any of those, but he's definitely 16 accounts is how many he's got. So that's the big whale that controls 26%. Yeah, I think he has staked quite a bit of it. I haven't gone to all the wallets, but you can do that through the blockchain. So it'll be interesting. I might go back and do that at the moment because this is swooping up pretty nicely there. So you got high staking. You got the big DeFi world's first world-class peer-to-peer crypto casino coming out. It is a more speculative play, right? So the risk-return trade-off, but it's in terms of crypto and innovation, it's right at the front end of crypto innovation. So you can see what I mean? It's going to be pretty. It is a big trade-off there. Currently at $15.37. Woohoo! 5 days, less than 5 days to go. 4 days and 23. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, cool. You can get access to that, of course, under new token links or under useful links. There is a Spotlight project at the moment, and for good reason, right? For good reason. So it's not because it's just some crappy fork or copy or something like that. Crappy, I say. I've started using the word crappy. Is that polite? Is that polite in language? I don't know. That's just the way it goes. Right, let's have a quick look at AVAX on the launch here. Let's quickly see where the data is up to at the moment. I've just been jumping around a little bit here. 30,000 on AVAX and 323 on the day. So nice. Ethereum Pow on XEN is currently at definitely, let's have a look here. XEN Pow is currently at 21,951 and 316 on the max term. Easy to mint, pretty cheap. You know, $1 here, $2 here, $3 here. I mean, no big deal, right? On these particular chains, and of course, volume play. It's a very possible split play. We'll see how it goes there. All right, cool. Let's jump away from there. I'm going to close out there at the moment. Of course, for $15.45 during my live stream, man. During my live stream, what's going on here? What's going on? That's crazy. People trying. Is this a Hex token pump? Is this a Hex token pump here? I think we've got a new member. Have we? Let's have a look here. KD in the house. Welcome to Pulsechain. Hey, thanks, KD. Big shout out. One of our cool moderators for Pulsechain Hex in our chat, and of course also Texan Token. So big shout out to KD. Do appreciate the support big time there. And let me have a look here. Pretty sure. Let me go to members. Big shout out. Got a couple new members. If you want to become a member, hit the join button. Pulsechain's Hex Richard Heart Club. That we are a maxi channel, but we are open-minded, right? We talk about other channels and we try to save people from getting wrecked on other certain things as well. Definitely check that out. So if you want to get probable plays and manifest that experience in crypto, that's pretty cool. Now, a lot of people make assessments of things. They don't know the full picture. They might know 30% of a picture or 10%, and then they extrapolate and they get it completely wrong, right? So you just got to remember that out there. That's food for thought. KD, man, rejoin. So rejoin member. Well done there, KD. A big shout out to Crypto BD. He just joined recently 5 days ago. So big shout out to you and to a latest member there. It was a couple of days ago, 5 days. A lot of the recent members have been pretty new. BC in the Matrix and Shano, of course. They're new members in the last month. So big shout out to you. If you want to become a member, hit the join button. Pulsechain's Hex Art Club. Get into our Discord, though. That's really the heart. We've got a great community, great information. And, of course, we're looking at cool things like BNB Pot, some of the world's best innovation in crypto. You can't go wrong there. All right, cool. Let's get in now. So we've got a couple more comments in the chat there. I think there's a few jokes in the chat. I've got to read these. This is hilarious. Suitman is buzzing, says PLC Thailand. Woohoo! Yeah, definitely buzzing, man. What else there? Pump, says Katie. Yep. BNBP looking good. Yep. Looking good. What else there? Very nice, says Katie. Boop, 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 boop. Says Sandy Beach. And man, Sandy Beach, I guess you know what's going to happen when you get on screen. I think you're going to become one of the most famous people in the Pulsechain Hex community, honestly. Sandy Beach's voice is one of the side vibe videos. But I know that if Sandy ever gets on the screen, you're going to just get absolutely you're going to become I wouldn't be surprised, Sandy, if you become the one of the very top influencers in the space, honestly, Sandy Beach. Let's see what happens. Obviously, some people don't want to go on camera, but I'm just saying that if it happened, that would be the case. J-Man says, "Man, you're the man." I appreciate that, J-Man. Superman needs to change to, what's it, half calf, I think, says Brian. What else there? Brendan says, can we get a fork of Superman, please? Says Brendan. Nice one. I like when Superman is very excited, says Katie. Very excited. This is where the party is at, where Pulsechain launches. J-Man, Pulsechain is going to be ginormous, as I always talk about. It's going to be huge. And I will be doing more Pulsechain videos and more Hex videos coming up. I did a Pulsechain series just earlier, if you remember. And, of course, we'll be coming around on that. And I have a video coming out. If you missed Pulsechain and PulseX, it's a video for you guys out there. And it gives you, I think, a very... I think one of the better strategies of accumulating a lot of Pulse, not PulseX in particular, but Pulse. So, yep. And a big shout out to Katie as a new member. Pretty cool. Can we get a Wookiee sound effect, Superman? A Chewie impersonation? That'd be pretty cool, getting a Wookiee one. Wookiee is liking BNBP pump. Woohoo, says Wookiee. Nice one. J-Man House there. Woohoo! Good to see J-Man. Katie with the ducks and the bread. Yeah, boy, says Brian. Yeah, boy. Katie in with the whales. Yep. Definitely. And Brennan with the party. Love it. What else there? Oh, thank you, Hex Token. You're welcome, Sandy. I know it's true. And I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it. I know it. I know it. I believe. I Justin believe it. I Justin Bieber believe it. A believer? Was it a Bieber? A believer? Justin Bieber. Believer. No, I can't remember the nickname. No. All right, cool. Hey, we're at, it wasn't even in live chat, can you believe it? But we are now. What time is it? 2 hours and 21 minutes. How am I streaming so long? Am I crazy? Is this crazy insane in the membrane? Yeah. Was it? Congrats. Yeah, congrats, Wookiee. Yeah. Sandy Bakuna says, Sandy Beach YouTube channel now. Yeah, go Sandy. We need more people like Sandy out there streaming. That's for sure. Show us the light. Sandy will be streaming from like a beach. And of course, it'll be like this glorious beach with this cool, what's those cocktail bars? I always wanted to go to a cocktail bar on the beach. I'm a bit worried about what would happen there, but I definitely love that as well. Hey, Blobfish King, a new member. Woo! Hey, nice one, Blobfish King. Let me have a look there. Let me just do the checkout. Hey, welcome. Of course, appreciate the support, Blobfish King. Hasn't shown up on my spreadsheet yet, but on the database. But nice one. Superman bow down. That's how we go. We are doing epic, and of course, BNB Pot is pumping. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Yeah, the Blobfish King is a big member in our thing here. What else? Yep. Well done. Rejoin. So Blobfish King, obviously a existing member, just rejoined. So big shout out to Blobfish King. Appreciate that big time. And nice. Welcome to the club. Yeah. Well, he's already been a club member, but he's rejoining. So. Nice to see that. I have to check on the old analysis there. So pretty cool. So $15.60 on BNB Pot here. We're counting down, folks. 4 hours and 23 minutes. If you want to get the links are join our Discord. The Discord is in the video description link. Go to useful links here. You'll see Spotlight Project here. Alternatively, you can go down to new token links, and you also see the Spotlight Project here, and for good reason, right? So we look at probable plays that are going to be on Pulsechain. Now, obviously, BNB Pot wanted to launch on Pulsechain first, but of course, it has taken the initiative, which I think is the right one, to move on to another chain, and then, of course, launch on Pulsechain. And obviously, once they do all their product launches on BNB BSC, they'll all be working. So when they'll basically just be able to go, boom, here we are, welcome Pulsechain. And of course, I think that's pretty cool. The other thing, of course, they'll bring new people over to Pulsechain, and also a new wealth effect on the Pulsechain too. So it's very, very cool. And of course, this is the world's first peer-to-peer crypto casino. It is in a speculative risk, high risk return environment, but it also suits a different type of consumer as opposed to Hex with savings and investments. It's really a casino, so people want to go and play. And of course, we know that a lot of people do that. So it's pretty cool. Now, very nice. All right, so cool. Staking there at the moment, 63.42%. As I showed you, it's really getting 68 to 69% with the Teams wallet. And of course, I think we're going to have a bit of a run on the staking towards the end. Why people stake? Well, check out my video on it, Pumpamentals. Check out the Pumpamentals video. And that will be, do your investment due diligence, all that sort of stuff. Realize the risk return trade-off in this particular one. But of course, this is if you're after a probable play, this thing is on the move, as we can see. It's during the live stream, it's been doing this. This is crazy stuff right there. So we started off the day at $13.80. We're up to $15. Where we got the high of $15.78, 74. Playing on the game here, of course, it's going to be $30. So if you go to tokenomics, you'll see that the pricing is BNB will always have a minimum value of $30 inside the contracts of BNB Pot. If the market price of BNB rises above the $30, the price will follow up. So if BNB is above $30 on the market, which is currently at the moment is $15.53, then the contract will add 10% to the premium. In other words, when you're playing one of these games like jackpot or roulette, that will be worth $33 if it's 10%. If the market price is $30, it'll be $33. But it does, in any case, regardless of what the market price, if the market price is under $30, it's going to be $30 on this platform. So regardless of the market there. So it's a bit of a feedback pumpamental, just one of many. So if you haven't checked out my video, you'll see it. And I was actually shocked at the gamification. I wish I knew. If I had known this in the past, I covered it in the past, but I would have done a lot more coverage of this project in the past if I had known how incredible the game tokenomics are. So cool. Now here's the one catalyst. So the one caveat, there's always caveat. So in this one, the caveat is volume. So you need volume still. It's got all the pumpamental. It's got referral program, which is a modest one. I like it, but you still have to get a volume. So that's the only catalyst caveat on that one. So it's important to talk about those. Everything else is like amazing. And I think the volume will come. They have 100,000 in the participation wallet. So this is designed to get that volume, to attract the people. So you got a referral program. You've got a player's benefit by holding BNBP, making BNB more scarce, also giving you cheaper fees if you're playing. You've got that playing. You've also got, obviously, the $30 platform. So there's so much stuff here. These guys have really thought about how to maximize this out there at the moment. And of course, the highest amount staked, the more probable the price will go up, because there's less in the market. And we always know that there's liquid tokens, but there's some of it's always inactive. Some of it trades in and out. And of course, the less there is to trade in and out, the more likely that is. Just another supply demand factor. So really cleverly, the dev here is a very smart dude. And big shout out to Jacob for that one. All right, cool. Should we wrap up? We're coming up to 2 hours and 30. I think I should probably wrap up the live stream. We've done a lot in this channel. We've talked about the XEN launches. We've talked about Pulsechain project updates and Hex updates, the Hex daily stats. We've talked about probable plays with Hedron, PLSD, Pulse Dodge, Pulse Bitcoin, sorry. We've talked about those are the two probable plays coming up. And of course, the BNB play is a possible, but that's pretty imminent, as we can see, within 5 days to launch. So pretty exciting on that one. All right, so cool. Ricardo says Zen and Pi Network, says Ricardo. Yeah, Pi Network I don't like. You know why I don't like Pi Network? Is because of the KYC. That's really what annoys me about the Pi Network there, Ricardo. I haven't liked it, and I know that project fairly well, and have thousands of Pi tokens, because it was always a bit of a fun thing. But that's the one thing that has annoyed me about that project. And the team itself is kind of, I don't know, they're just not really crypto people. It's more like they might as well be bankers. They almost might as well be bankers there. Stanford University, right? So these guys are a little bit in that camp, and their headspace is not in the right place. BNBP will do mini exits in the bull market, says J-Man. Like how you're talking about there. So cool. What else we got going? I think that's it. Wiki says you guys are too much. Yeah, for sure. I think that's pretty much it. We're coming up 2.5 hours. And we've still got 55 people watching, which is crazy. So I'm going to have lunch. What about you guys going to do? It's currently, what time is it here? Almost 2 o'clock, 1 hour 53 p.m. Get some lunch or something. And of course, I think it's sunny outside. So I'll probably go out and do a walk and stuff like that. I will try and get my video out for people that missed the Pulsechain Pulse Sacrifice, particularly Pulsechain. And I think this is a very important strategy. I think there are a couple of pragmatic strategies, but I think this is a project strategy that may end up doing you well for that. Baguna says Big Max. No Big Max, Baguna, man. No Big Max. Just had dinner, says J-Man. Hey, that's Kate Ferger. We haven't heard from Kate Ferger for a while. I'm not sure it's because I'm not doing my second regular live stream anymore. Yeah, Big Max, Baguna. That's a funny one, man. That's funny. What a great way to finish the live stream. We're up to 2 hours and 30 minutes, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to play out Richard Hart, of course. Pulsechain is coming, folks. And, of course, hope you guys enjoy yourself. Take care. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, get into Discord. And of course, enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. Take care. Woohoo! Rock on.
Security considerations for Pulse Chain's consensus strength are very, 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 very similar to Ethereum 2.0's. If that makes sense to you.
That makes sense.
We're forking Ethereum 2.0, not Ethereum 1.0. So you beat it out of me, you fucks. You wore me down, okay? So the logic was, do we have more faith in the BSC consensus, which we found flaws in, or rotating to several other options of not very well audited consensus, or the extremely well audited Ethereum 2.0 consensus? And my logic is that if you're going to make things right, doing them during a bear is a beautiful time to do it. And I think it will be quicker to use Ethereum 2.0's consensus than to properly audit and secure Corellia, which is a version of Click, which is what has a lot of problems. And so it was maximum secure and minimum time to market, because we didn't know, like, you didn't know whether the merge was going to work right. Could have not worked right. And you didn't know if they'd ever get to doing it because the delays were nearly endless.
Yep.
But after they did it, and after it worked right, it was the obvious choice. And so Pulse Chain will have upgrades, but be primarily the same consensus mechanism that Ethereum 2.0 uses, but is now called Ethereum 1, right? Like, no one called it's not right. Ethereum 2 is now Ethereum 1 since the merge worked. So it's strong, it's safer, it's faster, and any upgrades that come in the future for Ethereum, such as sharding, we will get on our chain. And we wouldn't have got had we stayed with Ethereum 1, because the forks would have diverged. And so it's just better. So we're doing what's better, and it didn't take us any extra time to do it. So it's actually good news. But I got savaged so hard for giving you guys an update last time that, like, I'm super not into it. Like, I feel like someone's gonna make me eat shit for giving the good news basically now. I bet someone will. Someone will bother me and make me feel bad. Someone will make me feel bad about.
Bro, you got so many followers though, and I'm starting to feel.
We will
you got so many followers.
Okay, let's measure the next bear. Let's do that. Let's see how smart Richard be. Next bear market, 364 days. That's about a year. Okay. Now let's measure this bear market from my 65K top, 427 days. But let's measure this bear market from the Judas candle, which where I think you have to deleverage from, because people got long there. You need to get the shit liquidated out of them and undone. All them people need wrecked. NFT guys wrecked. Leverage traders wrecked. Assholes that sold you to top wrecked. Michael Saylor, I'm talking to you, you bitch. So, like, let me measure it for you. We had like 300 and I'm gonna get on the daily for this. Let me get on the daily so I can give you more specific measurements. One day we'll have advanced screen sharing technology, but we haven't come that far yet. So if I have measured this correct, and I'm going to verify that I did, right now we're 332 days in from the top, and that top the 69K top was November 21. So a year out from that is November 21 again.
Right.
That's a month and a week, bro, or a month and 2 weeks, month and 2 weeks. So in a month and 2 weeks, bro, maybe Fed, finds a way to pivot. Can't raise rates anymore because it's blowing out jobs too much. Like we get our 85% dip doodle, whatever. Like, bro, next month and a half, you better have your plan ready because it could be the end of the bear, bro. It could. Next month could be the end of the bear. And that's good ass news, man.
Yeah.
So people don't realize it. People don't think bear ever ends. They think it just goes on forever.
Yeah.
Nope, it doesn't. Unless you buy the wrong fucking coin, it just goes to zero and stays there forever. But in shit we're looking at has product market fit. It doesn't tend to go to zero and stay.
Yeah.
There's normal kind of oscillate stuff. So I think the best news I have to leave with you guys is Pulsechain is going to be stronger and better with a more well audited consensus method that will benefit from the upgrades that Ethereum will make in the future. And it didn't cost us any time. It was quicker. And then, so that's great news. And then this bear market could be over in a month is great news.